4 minutes away from kickoff then, 4 minutes to 3 o'clock. What we're going to do now is cross live to our commentary team at Moss Lane. Is Ian Nicholson and Phil Kinsella for Altrincham against Woking.
Good afternoon from Moss Lane. The skies are clear. It hasn't rained too much in this part of the world this week, which over the last couple of months is a real rarity. But the effects of the rain over most of February and early March has taken its toll on this playing surface. This is old-fashioned winter football pitch today. There's plenty of sand on it, and if the young ones are listening, yes, they did play on sandy pitches back in the day. Ian Nicholson alongside me. For the benefit of the listeners, we've got a big strip in front of us on the main stand.
Yeah.
There's a strip across the far side, and there are guys still forking the pitch out there, isn't it? This is, in horse racing terms, this is heavy.
Heavy going. Yeah, heavy going. But
there's a sand pit in the corner as well over on the far
side. The pitch is flat. There's a bit of green. What are they moaning about?
Well, I always say when you see a pitch like this, it's not conducive for good football, is it? It's not knocking it about.
No.
Not tiki-taka stuff.
No, it won't be. And it'll be interesting because I think Woking are moving that way, and also Altrincham in the past have been very much a passing team, and it'll be interesting to see how it affects how both teams play.
That's just when we were talking, Ahmed Noor was talking from Maidenhead Hall, and he was saying, well, in contrast there, it's like a bowling green apparently, even in March. So that from a Woking perspective, you want Maidenhead to enjoy that, or do you? This is the sandwich you're in today, isn't it? Woking fans are stuck in the middle of Maidenhead versus Dorking.
Yeah,
and then underneath that York v Kidderminster.
There's teams playing each other, and I think for not just Woking fans but any fans, it's best just to ignore the table at the moment, focus on what the team is doing, and see what happens. The likelihood is that Woking could well drop back into the bottom four if they don't get 3 points, but a point would be progress towards the final total. So I'm sure that's how the Woking management will be seeing it. Obviously hoping for 3 points, but this isn't a make or break game. It's an important game, but it's not a make or break game.
Well, it's a big week though, isn't it? You've got two away games.
Yeah.
Rochdale on Tuesday night. They're in free fall.
Yes.
And Altrincham today, who are very much side looking upwards in the table, having won on Tuesday against Dorking. Team news though, very interesting for Woking. Will Jääskeläinen in goal. No Max Dyche, if you're wondering why. He was recalled yesterday by Northampton. So Timmy Odyssey in the back in alongside Scott Cuthbert, and we think Daniel Moss will form part of a back three to start today. Dion Kelly-Evans comes in into a five-man midfield with Manny Oyaliki, Jermaine Anderson, Curtis Edwards and Josh Casey the captain, and Ricky Corboa and Charlie Kendall up front. The bench for Woking: Luke Wilkinson, Alfie Pavey, he's been recalled from Braintree, Josh Smith, Paul Osu and Kevin Burko, who joined the other day on loan from Salford City. So there's been a bit of phone call going on in the Woking manager's office this week, hasn't there?
Yeah, a lot of last minute changes. I think an injury to Lewis Walker midweek obviously prompted the recall of Alfie Pavey, who has a chance. He's scored a lot of goals at the level below, and he is a hold-up man, he is a front man, and the challenge is there for him to prove that he's the man to start and make the difference.
As for Altrincham, they line up with Ethan Ross in goal. He's back after injury, he's been out for a couple of months. Their back four of Lewis Banks, Jake Cooper, Lewis Baines and Eddie Jones. A midfield three of Isaac Marriott, Alex Newby and Elliot Osborne. And up front, Chris Con-Clark, who is their main striker. He's 17 goals this season, and he actually plays behind the front two, Dion Angus and Matty Cosillo. You've got to look at Altrincham's goal scoring record, and it's fairly handy, isn't it? 64 goals, so they clearly don't do nil-nils.
Although Woking fans, I think, will be pleased that Linney was sent off
yes, he
midweek,
was.
and he scored 2 goals against Woking last time out, and has always done well against Woking, so they'll be pleased that he's not featuring this afternoon. But yeah, Con-Clark is definitely one to watch.
And the Woking fans away to our right hand side, decent number have come up. It's a fair old trip up to Altrincham, I must admit. And a late surge of people coming in. Now, I said people who've been at Old Trafford might have nipped on the train at the end of the Man United game. It is only one stop down the line, so it's not impossible.
Yeah, chalk and cheese, I would imagine.
Yeah. It's going to be Woking to kick off. And I will say it throughout the afternoon, I'll probably bore people senseless by saying this pitch is a sandy one, but it's not often you see one quite like this. Woking in yellow and black today because the kits, home kits, are very, very similar, aren't they? We're underway.
Yeah.
Our referee is Zach Kettle, and Woking attacking from right to left as we're looking here from the main press box. Over to the far side, the ball is just about kept in by Daniel Moss. Down the line, he's looking for the run there by Ricky Corboa. Heading into that corner, that thing has come off Corboa. It's going to be the first goal kick of the afternoon, going to Altrincham, who are in their red and white stripes. You can't underestimate the importance of this game, can you? For both sides. You know, balanced view on this.
No, you can't. I'm just noticing the setup really, and I did wonder beforehand. Kelly Evans is actually playing to the left of the back three. He's not the tallest, and Dan Moss is right wing back. Josh Casey left wing back.
Goal kick taken by Ross. He was looking for Alex Newby, who was well forward there, but nice touch there. And Woking will pick it up, and there's looking for the run there by Kendall, but it'll beat everybody through to the keeper, Ross. He's taking his time to have a look upfield. He's going to roll it out, and it's just smashed upfield there as the pressure was put on, and that's right over the top of Dion Kelly Evans, but it will be a throw into Woking. A throw in down this left hand side, halfway inside the Woking half. This one will land in the sandpit. This is just hacked on by Anderson. That's going to roll out for a goal kick. And one thing we've got to say to the listeners is we can't see this corner flag on the left, can we?
No, let's get in our apologies first. If anything happens down there,
we can't see a corner being taken because of Altrincham built this very nice clubhouse, but unfortunately it took out that part of our viewing.
We can go by the crowd noise, which will probably be quite biased.
A bit of a shoving match going on there, so Cuthbert will take control of it and whack it upfield. Kendall's after it. He's going to go up against Lewis Baines. Not the best of clearances. It's a loose ball on the far side, and Moss with a shot, mishit it really. Half cleared away. Fortunately for Altrincham, it finds one of their men, and that was Newby. And that's just a long ball downfield, looking for Dior Angus to chase, but that'll beat everybody out for a goal kick. I know we've only been going a couple of minutes here, but I'm sorry. That pitch is affecting people. It is, psychologically, if nothing else. And when the sprinklers went on at 1:30 on this near side, one or two of us were thinking, surely not.
Yeah, I think you think that might have been a timer that was on that wasn't meant to be on.
Goal kick to be taken by Will Jaskalainen. Got some distance on that one. He's looking for Corboa. In fact, the flick is on towards the edge of the box and is hammered clear by Eddie Jones, the left back. This is Kelly Evans. Not a bad ball that. Down the line for Kendall to chase. He'll have to get the ball inside, looking for Edwards, who won't get there though. It's Casilo, the striker, who is brought down, says the referee, by Anderson. So a free kick to Alty, just inside, about a metre or so from this near side touchline, halfway inside their half. Better start by Woking. Of the two, they've been the more adventurous, haven't they?
Yeah.
The ball's been down in this half far more than Jaskalainen's end.
I think the message has been to be bold and to be on the front foot in all the games, really.
That long clearance by Ethan Ross, headed clear by Cuthbert. And Casey gets a touch in there, headed forward by Cooper. Head tennis going on as Corboa is getting shoved in the back, but the referee says he's lost control of the football anyway, and it'll be a throw in taken quickly by Lewis Banks for Altrincham. That's Casilo. Taken off him though, and by Casey, headed forward by Cooper once again. More head tennis in midfield, and in the end Cooper and Baines just volleys the ball forward, and nobody wants to put the foot on this one at the moment. And Jones picks it up for Altrincham out on that far side, looking for Con Clark. He has to turn it all the way back to Baines, and Ross will clear right-footed. Ball's in the air more than on the floor as Kelly Evans wins that header. This is Casey, who gets one in the back, and the free kick, says the referee, is Casilo, was right on top of him. Just in front of where the free kick's taken is looks like a new bit of laid carpet, doesn't it? A bit of green carpet's been laid.
It is, yeah. They've obviously patched it up for where they can.
Yeah. Altrincham 0, Woking 0. BBC Surrey Sport here. I'm Phil Kinsella alongside me, Ian Nicholson, and we will keep you up to date with the really big important games today. Aldershot and Oldham in the National League, Maidenhead and Dorking as well. What a vital game that is. And in League 2 it's Harrogate against Crawley. Jääskeläinen has come to take the free kick almost on the halfway line. Launches it over to the far side. It's got a target there. It's headed clear by Baines, and the referee has decided there was a foul in that. So the free kick will go to Altrincham. In these very early stages, it's not settled down at all. Altrincham have not been anywhere near the Woking goal. That's despite having 6 minutes of play.
No, Woking have really started on the front foot, and Altrincham just haven't been able to settle in these first few minutes.
I think it's a bit of a press from Woking as well, isn't there, up front? Because Kendall is right up there, and Anderson seems to be playing very well advanced. That's a missed kick from the keeper there. It's a real flapper, and it's picked up by Moss, who can stride forward, looks to play in. Kendall, who tried to flick it past Cooper, and it's smuggled away by Jones. It can't be kept in, so throw into Woking.
But sloppy from Altrincham there.
Yes, it was. It just sort of hacked it away from the edge of their own box. This throw-in is more or less in line with the edge of the Altrincham penalty area on the far side. That's the Woking right. Anderson's battling for it, and he's up against Osborne, and in the end it will be an Altrincham throw-in. That was a bit messy, to say the least. Throw into Altrincham then, down their left-hand side, which Jones will take. Looking for somebody to come forward. He's got himself a few extra yards there, but Anderson won the header. It's Corboa trying to lay the ball off, back to Anderson, who's playing almost behind the front two, as Curtis Edwards takes control of that one, and Cuthbert will give a touch to Jääskeläinen, who's come outside his area, and Altrincham certainly not putting any pressure on him, as Jääskeläinen slips as he kicks it, got a lot of distance on it, comes off the head of an Altrincham defender. That's going to be a corner, and I say Baines was never in control of that.
No, and after all the Woking, quite pretty pressure really building up, it was the long ball that's won them the corner with Baines's sliced header. So Curtis Edwards, I think it is, to take the corner here.
It is. Edwards has gone over to that side, and we can see plenty of, it's like a wall of yellow shirts together on the penalty spot, and he's pulled the ball back looking for Anderson to get a volley, and it's blocked. Good job it was by Baines there. Come back to Curtis Edwards, back to Anderson to try and drive it in, didn't get hold of it, and it hits Osborne, and Altrincham will clear it, but it will be picked up by Casey. Woking keeping the pressure on, played up to Anderson again, back to Casey, who's over on the right hand side. This is Edwards looking for his captain, but didn't get the direction on that one, and D.R. Angus, who's back defending. Striker, all he's done is hack the ball upfield, and Kelly Evans will turn it back to Jääskeläinen, and all the pressure, of course, we said it before, Ian, it's all Woking, isn't it?
Yeah, all been Woking so far, and
Altrincham again, they're not pushing up.
No.
They're letting Woking just play the ball forward, or in this case turn the ball back to Jääskeläinen, and he's going to launch that ball upfield. There's a clearance here from Baines again, but Anderson will pick it up. Not the best touch first time, and Altrincham will pick it up through Con Clark. It was a dangerous pass, but he did find Cooper. This is Banks, gets inside the challenge there of Casey, and here comes Banks into Woking's half for the first time, and here they come with Newby. Good challenge, and it needed to be by Odesina there, and can't complete the clearance though, and Cosilo gets it back for Altrincham. This is Newby. He's been around the block in terms of non-league football. This is Osborne. Out it goes to Jones there. He was caught late there, was Osborne. He looked at the referee for a free kick, and it's gone all the way back to Baines, and it will go back all the way to the keeper. Woking got away with one there.
Yeah, once Altrincham broke forward there, they looked good, but it was a great Odesina, great interception.
There's Angus battling with Cuthbert, and will fall for Osborne in midfield for Altrincham, and he switches it out to the right hand side to Eddie Jones. Got possession there with Con Clark. Get the cross in, looking for the run here by the full-back Banks, who was there. It's inside the Woking penalty area. Banks still has it. He's got Cosilo, edge of the box, looking for Angus, who stood on the ball and went down. Ball needs to be cleared by somebody, and in the end it was Cuthbert who just poked it out, and Cosilo, they didn't get the clearance in there that they wanted from Ricky Corboa. So this is the first real pressure from Altrincham in the game. Baines with the throw in halfway inside the Woking half on this near side. Casalo trying to make a run for him. Conclark coming short for him. The ball's back with Baines. This is Casalo. He's got 4 yellow shirts around him, but manages to backheel the ball into the path of Banks, and ambitious ball to try and get Conclark into space. Just overhits it, and it's out for a goal kick.
But a better few minutes there for Altrincham when they get around the box. Obviously, Woking had a lot of pressure and time on the ball early on, but didn't really hurt Altrincham. Teams don't mind that if they can soak it up. But it's what happens in that final third that really counts.
11 gone here. Altrincham 0, Woking 0. A really big Saturday of football in the National League, and of course Crawley Town. Can they close the gap in National League 2? No early goals, that's the report yet in the National League. As that goal kick is headed forward by Baines once again. That's Dion Kelly-Evans with a real high ball there. That's a good old-fashioned route one. It'll fall for Curtis Edwards, who miscontrols it. Needs a yellow shirt here, needs somebody, and he has to go all the way back. And he was looking round, nobody available. He was facing his own goal. He did the right thing in the end. He found his keeper. And again, Altrincham are allowing Will Jääskeläinen to bring it almost halfway inside his own half before he clears it over to the right hand side. Headed back in, played it really well there, did Moss. Cleared by Newby, looking for Angus, but that's going to beat both him and Cuthbert out for a throw in on the far side, halfway inside the Woking half.
Yeah, Curtis Edwards there was Woking's man of the match midweek. He really has. I mean, he's a very experienced player at a high level, and it's taken him a while to adjust back to English non-league conditions, but he played really well on Tuesday.
Marriott with the clearance for Altrincham there as Angus goes up. Some hard battling there. Moss will put his foot on it. Down the line he goes for Kendall, who's come a long way back there, and in the end it's a bit of pinball over on the far side. Ends up in a throw-in to Altrincham, which is taken quickly. It's Newby, well taken off him though by Edwards. That was neat. Almost picked his pocket there. This is Corboa trying to get towards the edge of the box. He's got Casey in support right on the edge of the penalty area, this near side. He's waiting for the run by Kelly-Evans. Back it goes to Casey. Didn't really want that one, but he's given the ball away. He was looking for Corboa. And Altrincham, well, Chris Conclark has bought a foul there. He knew what he was doing.
He suddenly saw he's surrounded and thought,
well, goes Edward there. Quickly taken. There come Altrincham down that far side with their fullback Eddie Jones. Played into Newby, back to Jones, and that's going to be a foul, is it? The referee he's ignoring it. He's not giving this one.
No.
Well, Newby went to ground very quickly there, but the ball was out of play, and it's out for a throw-in. We've had 13 minutes play here. Let's check in for the first time down at the EBB Stadium. It's Aldershot against Oldham Athletic. Let's get the latest there from Rob Worrell.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Phil. It is goalless here, but we've just witnessed a great opportunity for Stuart O'Keefe, the Aldershot Town skipper, in what would have been his first goal. A free kick played into the area, headed down by an Oldham player into his path, and he literally fell over right in front of goal, 4 yards out, and Oldham cleared it. Here's Stokes winning a free kick for the Shots. A very high tempo start here, and the free kick's taken there down the left side with Daly. Stay with us a couple of seconds longer. It's cut out by Oldham. A really high intensity start from both sides. The Shots probably shading it, but 13.5 minutes gone. Aldershot Town 0, Oldham Athletic 0.
Free kick to Altrincham here for a good old-fashioned shove in the back from Scott Cuthbert on Dior Angus. Let's check in over at Harrogate then, League 2, Harrogate against Crawley. Gary Smith.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. We're just approaching 14 minutes played here at the Enviro Event Stadium. We are goalless here at the moment. Crawley have started very, very well. A lot of possession inside the Harrogate half, one half chance really when Forster played the ball in from the left-hand side, but Orsi got across his man but couldn't quite get the shot away, and Harrogate defended it well. Crawley have forced 2 corners, nothing has come from them, and at the moment they have a free kick halfway inside the Harrogate half of the field that Will Wright and Jeremy Kelly are standing over, but nothing to trouble the scorekeepers at the moment. It's 0-0 after 14 minutes, Phil.
Here come Altrincham towards the edge of the box, and a foul by Angus by Odesina. This is in very dangerous territory. We'll be with the Dorking game very shortly, but let's see how this one pans out, because this is, 2 metres out, a metre or so?
Just outside the box to the Altrincham left, so a right footer is able to curl it towards Jääskeläinen's goal.
Yeah, and this is Chris Conclark territory. And also there is Newby, so they've got options right and left footed. Jääskeläinen's organising what looks like a 4-man wall, and a very big wall. He's got every tall player in that wall. But there's no sleeper underneath. Notice, you see that a lot.
No, they don't tend to have Woking.
So this free kick then, it's over to the left-hand side of the box, not far from the angle of the corner of the box. Looks to be Con Clark, who's going to go over the wall, and he's got it. A brilliant save. Oh, Jääskeläinen away to his right-hand side, palmed that away. That was heading for the top corner. Great free kick, brilliant save.
Yeah, exactly. Top-class free kick, and Jääskeläinen got over it. Might have hit the post, but it's we'll see that on the highlights. But and they're calling over for physio. I think Jääskeläinen probably caught his head on the post as he flew over.
Yeah, as he's setting up, we'll have a break and play while he's attended to, and that allows us to get down to Maidenhead then. Really big one in the National League. This Maidenhead against Dorking. Ahmed Noor.
Well, it's 1-1 here. It's been a lively start in proceedings here at York Road. Maidenhead took the lead after a Beckwith strike, dribbled into the far corner. Harrisonville couldn't do much about it. He almost conceded straight away after a Smith shot was saved at the near post. Maidenhead, however, couldn't hold out for very long. Great finish from Charlie Carter, who brought it down inside the penalty area and drove it past Ross, who couldn't stop it from going into the net. So it's been a lively start here so far. 1-1. We've only played 15 minutes.
Exciting stuff down there then. Corner to Altrincham as Will Jääskeläinen is up and ready to restart. This is Con Clark again. He's taking the ball all the way back to the edge of the penalty area. He's got Dion Kelly-Evans in front of him. He's a real trickster, this lad. And he's onto his right foot, crosses in towards a dangerous area, but right through. So the keeper, they didn't make use of that really, did they?
No, they didn't. I like the fact, they obviously know their style of play of Altrincham. There's no long balls in. They haven't really got height up front, so it's all playing to feet, looking to pickpocket the defence.
Yeah, Angus is the only big man up front, and he's trying to chase down Jääskeläinen's clearance. The goalkeeper gets it upfield, and Jermaine Anderson is battling for. He's outnumbered by the red and white stripes there, but that's a poor clearance straight to Curtis Edwards on the edge of the box, and it's a real scramble there. Anybody's put their foot on it. It's kept in play by Con Clark over on the far side, and that will be a throw-in to Woking, says the assistant referee. We've had 17 minutes here, and just that one really good save from Jääskeläinen. That's a poor touch by Cosilo on the edge of the box, just about recovers it. Altrincham are not looking too good on the edge of the box, I must admit. That clearance results in a foul by Angus.
Yeah, Odesina worked his way in front of Angus and then was neck rolled to the ground.
You've been watching WW. Right. One other goal, or two other goals we can tell you about in the National League. Halifax Town 1, Boreham Wood 0. Boreham Wood aren't too far above the danger.
No.
They're another side. And Maidenhead 1, Dorking 1, as you heard from Ahmed Noor. Rochdale 1, Oxford City 0. Rochdale again, they're another side. Now, we've got a break in play here because is that Odesina down? He was the one.
It might be Oil Lake.
It's right out on the far side as the water bottles come on. One of the Woking players is sitting up, and when you see a player sitting like that, to me that says problem.
It's Oil Lakey who's there. That's Emmanuel Oil Lakey, who has had his injury problems. He went down and stayed down.
And he's sitting up, and that's, as I said, invariably for me, that's a problem. And I wonder if Michael Doyle is already thinking it's right out on the far side. We haven't seen the physio turn round to say something about, they normally roll their arms, don't they, to say get somebody ready. But from the first 18 minutes, what have you made of it, Ian, overall?
It's been there hasn't been a huge amount of quality, I have to say. It's been pressure, but the beginning pressure for Woking, then Altrincham. You can see that Altrincham, once they get into that final third, they can start really playing it around, looking for that opportunity to strike. And but neither keeper has really been tested, apart from that save that Jääskeläinen made from the free kick.
Well, it looks like Oyaliki. He doesn't look. He looks like he's staying on, but he's not moving freely. He's walking very gingerly towards that far side.
Burko looks like he's coming on in front of us. He's only just arrived from
just up the road from here, Salford City.
From Salford City.
Yeah, and that is going to be the first change. He's going to be Manny Oyaliki is walking round, and he's left the pitch. Change is made, and that's come after just on the 20th minute. So, Paul, Kevin Burko, as you can hear from the PA, is the man on, and Oyaliki's. If he's walking around like that, I wouldn't fancy him playing on Tuesday night at Rochdale. No. As Jääskeläinen's free kick is overhit. I think it's going to be beating everybody, is it? Or can Kendall keep it in? But we'll lose sight of him. But it looks like he has kept it in, because I'm watching the referee, who's going to give a free kick here. Now, we didn't see the foul, but you could see the referee straight away. And it looks like effectively a corner, this, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's right down in the corner. So Curtis Edwards, we can see Curtis Edwards coming into view and collecting the ball, but other than that, we're totally in the dark.
But you can tell that there's plenty of big men come up from the back. Anderson is lurking as usual on the edge of the box. This is Burko. And you can see Corboa's there. Again, we've got this gaggle of Woking players. Now Cuthbert is joining them. And Altrincham have got 9 players back. The goalkeeper is... This free kick, he's got a 2-man wall. This is not a corner, but it's effectively a corner. But there's a wall for it. And the cross comes in. The keeper comes and punches. Got some distance on him, but Anderson will chase it out to the far side for Woking. He's got a newbie. He's wriggled his way past into the 6-yard area. Beats everybody. Cuthbert was the nearest man to it, but it beat him. And the keeper dived to try and palm it away, and he missed it. And he heard the over there from Ian Nicholson alongside me. Just for a second there, you thought someone was going to tap that ball in.
Well, great work by Jermaine Anderson. Took on his man and just came away with it, really, on the edge of the box. Fired it across, and there was no one there. No one anticipating or gambling. It just went all the way over for a Altrincham goal kick.
That was a close one, that was for sure. As Ross will take the goal kick and hit it long downfield deep into the Woking half, but well picked up by Dion Kelly-Evans, and he was looking for Kendall. Will it get there? Well, it'll be picked up instead by Anderson. This is Corboa away from Casella towards the edge of the box. It's opening up for him here, and he didn't shoot. He tried to take it a yard or two further. Altrincham still can't get the ball away, but why didn't he back himself? He really had the frame of the goal was in sight.
Yeah, he
hesitated.
He took it that one step longer, I think, seeing if he could break right through. But no, I agree with you. He should have chances aren't there with the shot.
Harrogate 0, Crawley 0, Aldershot 0, Oldham 0, Maidenhead 1, Dorking 1. You bang up to date here, BBC Surrey Sport. And this game, I think, Ian, you said it's not quality. I really think the pit conditions don't allow that. Scrappy is the word I'd use about it, though.
Yes.
Physical contact there. Over on the far side has left is that Moss in a heap. Referee's played on. He doesn't give a free kick. Daniel Moss is feeling his back after that one. Went right over the top of an Altrincham player. As Odyssey quickly closing down Newby, still deep in the Altrincham half. Played up to Angus, takes it on his chest. Cuthbert trying to manhandle him out of the way, which he does, and finds Burko. Here comes Cuthbert. He's waiting for Burko to make the run. He was checked there by the full-back, but he's got there. He's right in the corner. And we'll wait to see what comes out of it, because we can't see it. Casey's waiting for the ball to come out, but it's gone over his head. And Angus will go up against Cuthbert very well. Well, you can see the reaction on the Woking bench to that one. That was a perfectly timed tackle, but referee Zach Kettle decides it's a foul for Altrincham. Yeah,
no, that was very harsh there on Scott Cuthbert. He timed his interception beautifully.
Quickly taken free kick by Osborne, but Con Clark gave up on that rather quickly, didn't he?
He knew he was offside.
Right. I think he may have looked across to the assistant referee. He was right in line with him. So it does go out, and the referee says goal kick to Woking. Just remind those other scores: Rochdale 1, Oxford 0, Halifax 1, Boreham Wood 0. Only 8 games today in the National League, of course. And of the 8 teams who are not playing, probably because of affected by the FA Trophy, lots of them are in the top half of the table, so the impact today's result will be in the bottom half, you would think, as Josh Casey is Cuthbert. Now this is to do with that foul, isn't it? Cuthbert's being called over, and looks like he's having the riot act read to him. And you can see Josh Casey there. He's almost acting like a defence barrister, isn't he?
He is like a shop steward.
He's as if he's trying to say, yeah, everybody calm down about it. Scott Cuthbert needs to keep that under control now, not let that irritate him, doesn't he?
Well, Scott Cuthbert, he's been there and done it. He doesn't react stupidly. I think if anything would have been just in the heat of the moment, and then he's back, and he would have been frustrated that perfect tackle wasn't didn't count.
Going to get the header away though from just outside the centre circle. Ball's up in the air a lot in this game. That was Kelly Evans, and it was volleyed clear by Lewis Baines, nearly to no one. Cuthbert with the headed clearance and headed forward by Con Clark. He's turning Cuthbert round. He'd have to clear it, and he miscues and out for a throw in. And he was facing his own goal, and Willie Askelainen didn't really come for him.
No, and he couldn't really risk the back pass, I don't think, with the Alti players beginning to break through.
And Alti get the throw in. They're going down that far side, and there's an opportunity for Newby, edge of the box. They go all the way back to Osborne, really trying to play some carpet football at the moment to Altrincham, and really that was a nothing sort of pass. You could see what he was doing. He was looking for the run by the player who slipped up, lost his ground there with Con Clark. You said about Altrincham trying to play some neat, tidy football. On this surface, Ian, even in the good bits, it's soft and heavy.
Yeah, they've overhit quite a few. They certainly haven't been. When I look at where they are in the league, their play so far hasn't reflected that.
Another goal kick then it is to Woking. Askelainen got some distance on it. Jones gets a head on it for Altrincham. And here comes Con Clark for Cosilo in the centre circle. Still in the Altrincham half. He's going to spread play out to this near side to Lewis Baines. Quickly down the line. Con Clark's made the run for it. He made up some ground there, did the Altrincham leading scorer. Back it goes to Baines. He was clipped there. Now that definitely was a foul.
Yeah, no, it was.
Clumsy one that, taken quickly. And Altrincham playing triangles in midfield. They're not going to hit this long towards the edge of the box. Must be about 6 or 7 passes, and they've gone backwards from where the free kick was taken. This is a team who like to keep possession. It looks as Baines strides forward for them, though, towards the edge of the box. Cosilo gave that away. Edwards makes the challenge. This is Corboa picking it up in midfield. Taken away from him, though, by Cooper, who then dives in. Fortunately, he didn't make connection with Dion Kelly Evans. Didn't miss, did he?
No. Dion Kelly Evans isn't one to shirk a challenge either, so
you've got a big central defender.
Best for both of them.
Clearance by Askelainen found Burko, but Baines has taken it off him. Down the line it goes to Angus. Good challenge by Casey there. It's a bit messy, but Casey gets the clearance away. It's picked up by Alti once again. It's back with captain Lewis Baines. We'll be with the ground for another update in just a moment. Let's see how this attack goes for Altrincham, with Con Clark on their left hand side. He has that ability to come away from defenders. There's a big clearance downfield, and that will go straight through to Ethan Ross. Let's check in then in our League 2 game today, Harrogate Town against Crawley. The latest from Gary Smith.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. We played just over 27.5 minutes here at the Environment Stadium. We have had the opening goal of the afternoon. It's gone the way of the home side. Long ball down the middle was headed back by Jack Muldoon into the feet of George Thompson. He took one touch, and the top scorer for Harrogate, left-footed, absolutely no hesitation in blasting a left-footed shot low to Corey Dye's right-hand side and into the back of the net. It comes just 3 minutes after Crawley were forced into a change that wouldn't have been in the game plan, with skipper Dion Conroy having to go off and Joy McKenna coming on. So it's no real change in the lineup in terms of personnel, in terms of positions, but it's not a change that Crawley would have been anticipated making, and maybe it's affected them just at the moment, because suddenly they find themselves trailing with just over 28 on the clock. It's Harrogate 1, Crawley Town 0, Phil.
So, disappointment for Crawley there. Ball's out for a goal kick here. Let's check in down at the EBB Stadium again. No goals the last time we were there. Aldershot against Oldham Athletic. The latest from Rob Worrell.
Yeah, thanks very much, Phil. It is still goalless, but a really engaging game. Absolutely frantic pace it's being played at for the whole 28.5 minutes, apart from when we had a brief stoppage in play because of a coming together between Will Sutton and Joe Garner of Oldham. Garner's back on with the merest of plasters, I'd almost say, on the top of his scalp. Will Sutton's afternoon is over due to another facial injury. Not a very nice coming together for the two of them, but what it does mean is that Oldham have brought on Nathan Sheeran, who of course is a highly dependable first team midfielder. 0-0 after 29 minutes.
Here come Altrincham, a dangerous player for Baines to get the crossing towards the near post, but Askelainen is down comfortably, and in the end that was a disappointing cross. There's another goal in the really important game down at York Road. Maidenhead against Dorking. Let's get the details from Ahmed Noor.
It's now 2-1 to Maidenhead. It's a very good strike from Reece Smith, about 22 yards from goal. Centre of the Dorking half drove an effort that took a massive bounce, but it beat Harrison Mail in the Dorking goal. Dorking looked to respond straight away from this free kick on the near side, but they're 2-1 down nearly at half an hour. Ball played towards the far post, but it's just beyond.
York Road. Back here, Josh Casey trying to switch play over to the far side, looking for Kendall. He's not been in the game too much, has he? Must admit he's been isolated a little bit.
No, Kendall tends to want to play off the front men, and no, the game's scrappy. And I've been disappointed in Altrincham. It's their final ball often. They've built a bit of pressure, and then it's either gone harmlessly out or been intercepted. It just hasn't worked for them.
So yet another throw in. Chesterfield 1, Fylde 0. Fylde on another side who are not clear of the bottom four up against the league leaders. Throw down the line, cross in there, looking for Edwards, who was the furthest man forward. Burko, well, he tried a shot there, but it seemed to hit Casilo, who will pick up the rebound and make some good yardage down this right hand side of the field. Times his pass nicely in field to his fullback Banks, who's well forward again. This is Con Clark getting a shirt pull there. The fans want a free kick. Referee says play on. Con Clark is being harassed by Kelly Evans, but he's got neat feet as Con Clark, and he's got a decent ball out to the far side, which Moss does well to try and break up for Woking, but it's picked up by Newby. And Newby gets the ball out to Jones on the far side. Altrincham definitely trying to play the ball on the floor. Way too much for my consideration in these conditions, but they're keeping possession here. This is Osborne getting down that left hand side with Odesina in front of him. And Odesina got a toe in there, but again it's Altrincham picking it up with Osborne. Anderson going in hard there and giving away a free kick.
Yeah. Frustration. Again, neat play from Altrincham, but really nothing in the final third there. And not able to get to where they can hurt Woking.
Not at the moment anyway, but this free kick is right out on the far side touchline. I'm just wondering, are they sending big men forward here? Looks like they are for the first time. Cooper has gone up, one of their centre backs, and it looks as though Baines is there as well. In fact, they're only saying that now. They've dropped a couple of smaller guys. Con Clark and Casilo dropped right out of the penalty area. It's an interesting shape they're putting up here.
Yeah.
It really gets you thinking what they're doing. So the free kick going to be swung in right-footed from the far side. You've got three big men right on the edge of the penalty area, and that ball is going right into the 6-yard area, headed back across the goal by Banks. Angus got a touch on it. Woking need to get this ball away. Kelly Evans didn't get hold of it. The ball hits a defender, and in the end there's going to be Kendall to just whack this clear. He's put it into touch on this near side. That bobbled around a little bit too much for comfort, didn't it?
It did. Woking weren't decisive, but in the end Dan Moss was able to get over and get his foot to it and clear it for an Altrincham throw about halfway into the Woking half.
Throw down the line. Angus has made the run into the corner. He's got Cuthbert and Casey with him. Casey will get there and clear it, but Banks tried to keep the ball in there, but Woking will get the relief of a throw. We've had 33 minutes and it's still 0-0. On edge this game, isn't there? You can sense from the spectators they're waiting for something really to open this game up.
Yeah, neither team have really been at their best, despite a few good touches here and there.
Throw down the line is headed back by Cooper. This is free kick as Kendall goes down under the challenge of Baines. And the free kick will go to Woking, just inside their own half of the field. Premier League, Sheffield United have scored remarkably. The beatings they've had since Crystal Palace won.
Hope for anybody.
Crystal Palace won Luton 0. That's an important game, isn't it? At the bottom of the Premier League. Free kick to be taken by Will Yaskalainen once again, coming from about 4 or 5 metres inside his own half. Plenty forward. And he launches it over towards the right hand side. He's looking for Cuthbert, who's having a shirt pull there, and it'll be cleared by Cooper, and actually comes off Cuthbert unfortunately for Woking, and it goes out for a goal kick. There's a bit of an arm wrestle going on there, wasn't it? They know Cuthbert's a danger. They can see that.
Yeah, he's a bustler. A lot of free kicks are targeted at Scott Cuthbert at the far post.
Reading 1, Rochdale 1, Oxford City 1 is surprise score, as Ross will take this goal kick. He's waving everybody forward. It's not going to be played out from the back. He's looking for Angus. He'll go up against Cuthbert, who's towering above his Altrincham opposite number, and he's headed out for a throw-in. Lots of throw-ins, which tells you how scrappy it's been at times. It's going to be Lewis Banks to take the throw-in. Number 2 for Altrincham. Osborne comes short for him. Ball down the line. Hits Burko, and it's Anderson to pick up the pieces. As Curtis Edwards does a nice back heel there to give himself a spot of room, and brings in his captain Casey on this left-hand side. This is Burko trying to go round the outside of Banks, wins the throw-in, which Casey's in a hurry to take. And Anderson has gone forward for him, looking for Burko, gets the cross in, cleared comfortably in the end there, easily by Osborne. Casilo caught in possession, and Curtis Edwards again is the man who picking it up, trying to play in. Anderson, it just overhits it, and it opened up just for a second, and it seemed to pick up speed, incredibly.
Yeah.
It's out for a goal kick.
Lovely touch from Edwards there, though. The ball came to him, tackle was coming, he just flicked the ball over the outstretched foot, but then his ball into Anderson was just overhit, and another goal kick.
So Ross hasn't been actually forced into a save yet. So Cuthbert nearly lost that. He ran into Angus, and it will be picked up by Casalo. First time ball over the top. Con Clark, is he offside? He's got the ball back. Yes, finally. He looked offside, but it's the old thing about the assistant referee waiting till a player brings himself into the game.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. The danger as well, Woking had a game recently where play carried on, and the player could really have been injured at that point, and allowing the play to go on. I should have just let it be.
Goal. It's a free kick. Offside was the eventual decision. So it's a very tense afternoon here. We've had 37 minutes here at Moss Lane. Altrincham 0, Woking 0. That goal kick's a real long one. Bain's got his head on it. That's going to be a free kick for a late one there. Well, the Altrincham players can't believe that one, but the man who was penalised was Isaac Marriott, their captain. He was just a little bit late on it, and that's all it was.
Yeah, he obviously caught the player, but there was no malice in it. They were both just going for the ball, and I suspect it's probably a little bit far out for a free kick to do any damage in terms of a direct.
Is this about 25 yards?
Direct free kick, yeah, just over probably, and
just to the left.
I have been able to say that though, and then the ball goes screaming in, but
well, it looks like they're going to have a set up. Altrincham have got a 4-man wall right on the edge of their penalty area, and Curtis Edwards is the man who's going to take this in one way, shape or form, and it looks like he's going to try and go direct. We've got a stanchion right in our way for that far post as well. So let's see what Edwards can come up with. Here he comes, tries to get it over the wall, which he doesn't. Didn't really get the elevation on that one. It spins away to the far side where Eddie Jones picks it up for Altrincham. So he gives it away to Odesina. It was a poor clearance. There's Anderson trying to turn away from defender, tries to come away off his shoulder almost. There's Corboa. Chance to go in the box there, beaten away. The chance was it? Well, he went down at Edwards. The referee didn't give it. Still not clear, and eventually Ross grabs it. That was a remarkable sequence of events, and eventually it's ended up in the keeper's hands. It remains 1-0, but there's a goal at the EBB Stadium. All the shot against Oldham Athletic. Let's get the details from Rob Worrell.
Yeah, we've had our first goal of the afternoon. Fair to say it's felt like it was coming, and it arrived on 37 minutes. Ryan Glover, the Aldershot Town Player of the Month for the second month running, down the left. Great work from him. Clipped the ball in, and there was James Daly, unmarked, just getting away from his marker, rising and powering home a header from a central position, at roughly 8 or 10 yards out. And shots have taken the lead, but Oldham now trying to work their way into the penalty area, and Van Stappershoef should clear his lines. 39 minutes gone now, and the Shots have a precious lead against Oldham here at the EBB. Shots 1, Oldham 0.
Well, we just had another tremendous scramble in their Altrincham penalty area. Curtis Edwards got shot away, it was blocked brilliantly, it came back to him. It sort of zigzagged around the area. That goal's had a charmed life in the last couple of minutes.
Two great opportunities there for Woking, and you just hope that doesn't come back to bite them, but they Paul bobbling around. No one actually missed a chance, but it was just a scramble, and it could have gone anywhere. And it was
bodies everywhere.
You could say well defended, but also, you know, Woking needs to keep this pressure building and make it count.
That goal kick from Ross is out of play on this near side. Rochdale 1, Oxford City 2 is a surprise scoreline. I mentioned Rochdale being the side in free fall almost, as Edwards goes in there against Casilo and wins the ball. Nobody's ducking out of challenges here as Edwards goes in again, and that's going to be a free kick as he clatters into Elliot Osborne. Quickly taking free kick again, and they're going sideways. It's a poor pass, and Cooper does very well in the end to just lay the ball off to his fullback. They get hacked forward, and Angus gets a decent touch on there. This is Casilo halfway inside, and Edwards is all over Con Clark. Edwards has got an engine on him, hasn't he?
He has, and he's got a lovely pass on him as well, and a very creative player.
Ball's back with Ross, the keeper, and again his clearance will only find Timmy Odesina. Odesina is finding that man Edwards once again, who's going to go open the game up here, or try to open the game up for Kendall, who's not going to get near that one. And in the end, Jones allows that one to go for a goal kick. Still goalless here. Messy, scrappy. One great save by Jääskeläinen. A couple of goalman scrambles at the other end. This isn't flowing, is it?
No, it's not flowing. It's nice to see Curtis Edwards get on the ball a bit and have a bit of time on the ball now. He's such a class player, and obviously not that well known in Britain because of his play in Scandinavia, but got so much experience.
Odesina with the left-footed clearance, looking for Corboa. It's over his head, and it was Cooper who got the touch on. Osborne trying to get the ball through to Angus, but Cuthbert's there, and he'll comfortably find his keeper. Long clearance. Corboa's not going to beat Cooper in the air very much today. He's got about 3 or 4 inches to give away to him, and there's space for Altrincham to open the game out to the far side. Dangelmoss got a head on it, but it will find Con Clark on that far side touchline. Jones is making the overlap for him. Con Clark is on hold on. Back heels it to Jones, who it's a bit of a groan from the crowd because he turned the ball back to Elliot Osborne, and they're going back all the way to the keeper, are they? Well, they're going to get a free kick because of a foul there by Kendall. That's bizarre from Altrincham, from where they were.
It was. They had a great opportunity to swing the ball in, and they just didn't. They pushed it back, and in the end they were almost going back towards their own penalty area.
And they are now, up from the free kick. So Ross, their goalkeeper, just walking to the edge of his area. He's going to chip the ball forward over the head of Angus, who was nowhere near that one. Edwards gets the flick on, and this is going to be Osborne to come away from Edwards this time. And ball's with Eddie Jones for Altrincham. Will be Maidenhead very shortly. There's another goal gone in there. We'll find the details from Ahmad Noor very shortly. Altrincham playing it around at the back. They're going to go back to the keeper. Let's get down to York Road then. Maidenhead against Dorking. Goals galore in the first half. The latest, the details from Ahmad Noor.
Who started his effort from inside his own half, drove past everybody in the Dorking ranks for tucking it neatly on his left foot into the far corner. Harrison Bell not able to get anything on it. Dorking having got down 2-1, settled on the game a little bit, but now it's a tall order and it will need to get to half time to make sure they hold on to this 2-goal deficit. But it's a great finish from Mitchell Lawson. It's now 3-1.
Maidenhead 3, Dorking 1. What do you make of that one while we wait for the goal kick to be taken?
It's what you get with what do you get with Dorking? I mean, they beat Chesterfield comfortably 2 games ago, lost midweek, and then to Altrincham, then lost it. Losing again here. It's you certainly don't get boring games when you're involved with Dorking.
They lost here on Tuesday nights, but that result will certainly keep Dorking in the bottom 4. That's for sure. As Kelly Evans flicks the ball forward, volleyed away by Banks. This is Anderson, who's got him and Osborne are keeping each other company this afternoon. As Con Clark picks it up for Altrincham, he's their dangerous man. He's got some decent footwork, but again they're going backwards. This is Captain Marriott going sideways as Kendall's back putting pressure on him. Osborne again on halfway, just plays the ball short, and they're back with Baines, their captain. This is Jones, who's going to give it back to Baines. He's halfway inside his own half. There's no threat from them from this sort of position. And in the end, they're going to hit it long, looking for Angus. Goes over his head and Cuthbert's head, and all the way through to Will Jääskeläinen. They're no threat, are they? When they're knocking the ball in midfield.
No, they've again, it's good stuff, but not really going for that final killer blow.
They've scored 64 goals, Altrincham. They don't look like it so far in this first half.
Phil, you said it was one thing they don't do is 0-0. Well, we're almost halfway there.
Commentators curse, aren't we, with that one? As clearance from Jääskeläinen is headed down by Kosilo, and he's going for the return ball. It's a nice one from Newby. Kosilo, chance to run at Casey down this left-hand side. He's inside him, and the referee's going to give the free kick. He waited for an advantage to appear, which didn't happen for Altrincham, and this is going to be a free kick on the right-hand side and a yellow card for the Woking captain, and a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. You heard there.
Dangerous free kick, this, an opportunity for Altrincham to get their nose in front in this game before half-time.
Yeah, this would be the worst time to concede. This free kick is almost equidistant between the edge of the box and the touchline on this near side, and Con Clark is going to take it. You can see at the back Baines is well forward, the captain. Angus is on the penalty spot, he's the big striker, and they've got a man Cooper right at the back who's not been picked up at the moment. Moss he could be the target right on the far side. Let's see what comes from this free kick then. Crucial time in the game, taken short, and go back with Newby to try and shoot straight at the keeper. Well, they had all the big men up there.
Yeah, training ground move, wasn't it?
It was. They were trying to confuse the Woking defence, but the shot really was a pretty straightforward one into the hands of Will Jääskeläinen. So goals in all our games, apart from our other games. Goalless here at Moss Lane. It's Kosilo who picks it up, challenged by Dion Kelly-Evans. There is Jermaine Anderson having a real wrestling match there, but he's managed to find Charlie Kendall edge of the box, trying to get the cross in, looking for Curtis Edwards. Might get a second attempt. He's going to let it go out for a corner, so a chance for Woking right at the end of this first half. Yeah,
first opportunity with Charlie Kendall's really had to do his stuff to turn, get the shot, stroke cross in. It didn't really fall for the Woking player, but won a corner out of it. So.
Curtis Edwards to take it. Cuthbert's up there. Timmy Odesina's making his way forward as well. So the smaller guys at the back as Woking send the Air Force into the box. Edwards rolls it instead to Kendall, try and get a better handle for the cross. And Altrincham were held back in. Now can he get the cross in left footed? Didn't get any elevation on it. Oh, Casey completely miskicked that one. Somehow it'll be kept in, and Kevin Burko has popped up on the far side. Now can he take on Kosilo? Short ball there to Anderson, left-footed cross over to the far post. It's going to be everybody, and Cooper does the right thing, ducks out of the way, and it's a goal kick. I'd have thought with the Air Force, why did he play it short?
that move's been done a few times in recent games. It's a bit of a risk on a bobbly pitch like this because the ball coming back in the end the ball did come over, but it was
it's overhit,
not a danger.
It's a couple of minutes possibly. We're looking at Zach Kettle, our referee. See how long's left in this game as Ross launches it long downfield. Cuthbert will go up against Angus once again, and the Woking defender, as so often in this first half, gets the touch on it. Curtis Edwards with the ball looking for Kevin Burko. He won't get there before Cooper, who has to turn it back to his keeper, who will clear right-footed from the edge of his box. It's a poor one. Edwards tried to bring it down, but he was taken off in quickly by Kosilo, and it will be picked up for Altrincham by Newby. And Marriott tried to get the ball inside, but it'll be picked up by Anderson, who dummies the ball, and well, didn't really need to do that one. It allowed Kosilo to get back and nick it away for the home side. Out to Con Clark on the far side, who's got Jones making the run, and he uses him. Jones takes a check and then trying to find Con Clark on the outside, and he's got past Odesina. Getting towards the edge of the box is Con Clark, who leaves the ball behind and then brings down Odesina, pulls him back by the shirt. A funny end to a strange half, that one.
Odesina's pace got him out of trouble there. He has got pace and athleticism, and Con Clark really ghosted away from him, and Odesina recovered well, and in the end Con Clark brought him down.
So a free kick, I should say. It's like it could have been a goal kick, that one, but the referee's decided it's going to be a free kick, which Jääskeläinen will take, and the referee Zach Kettle will bring an end to proceedings. It's goalless It's not quite being chanceless. Jääskeläinen made a brilliant save from a Con Clark free kick. That's the closest Altrincham have come. We've had a few scrambles in that Altrincham penalty area in Nicholson, but how do you sum that up? That's a real mixed bag.
It's been a scrappy half. Both teams have had their chances without. You just summed it up. You know, there's a one shot, and then Woking really probably had the clearest chances with the ball bobbling around, but couldn't make the shot count. So obviously losing Emmanuel Oileke, bit of a blow for Woking, but Berko's done quite well since he came on. But certainly,
He'll be okay with it, Michael Doyle?
I think
okay with the score.
I think a point away at Altrincham would be seen as a point gain, probably. But obviously 3 points are desperately needed at this time of the season. But I think with Rochdale to come on Tuesday, I think it's seeing it as a double header really, and a return of 4 points in 2 games would be brilliant.
Well, we'll see what happens in the second half here. Very scrappy. Things can only get better football-wise, possibly anyway, given the state of this pitch, which is definitely now cutting up. We're at the break here at Moss Lane. It's Altrincham 0, Woking 0.
So that's Phil Kinsella and Ian Nicholson. They'll be back for full second half commentary of the current 0-0, but we're hoping things do pick up in the second 45. It's Altrincham 0, Woking 0. But at the moment, a point not looking too bad for struggling Woking. Let's go round the grounds then in our other featured matches. We're going to League 2. Harrogate Town are hosting Crawley. Last time we checked in, it was 1-0 to Harrogate Town. Gary Smith, how are things at half-time?
Yeah, that is how it stands at half-time, George. Harrogate 1, Crawley Town 0. The breakthrough for the home side coming after 26 minutes from a left-footed shot from their top scorer, George Thompson. The ball was just played down the middle and Muldoon held it up, knocked it back into the path of Thompson. He took one touch and then, as I say, unleashed it left-footed low to Corriedai's right-hand side and into the back of the net. That came just 3 minutes after Crawley had to make a change that wouldn't have been in the game plan this afternoon. Dion Conroy having to go off, the skipper, to be replaced by Joy McKenna, and it may just be that disrupted things for Crawley slightly, because 3 minutes later, as I say, that's when Harrogate took the lead. Corriedai then had to make 2 wonderful saves after 32 minutes in very quick succession, tipping one over for a Harrogate corner. But then Crawley came close inside stoppage time. Harry Forster with a shot that saw Belshaw at the other end make a wonderful save, and then Lolos wriggled away from a couple of players on the edge of the penalty area as well inside stoppage time, but his shot could only find the side netting. Still plenty to play for here for Crawley Town, and they've shown enough, George, that they can get themselves back into this game, and we're hoping that they do. But at half-time they trail. Harrogate Town 1, Crawley Town 0.
Thank you very much, Gary Smith and Ken. We'll be back with them for second half updates later on then, where it currently stands Harrogate Town 1, Crawley 0. So a couple more then in the National League at the moment. Aldershot are hosting Oldham and Dorking are away to Maidenhead. They're not quite at half time yet, so what we're going to do is come back to those and go to our game in the National League South. The one we're featuring is Eastbourne Borough against Hemel Hempstead, and we're going now to Kevin Anderson, who's at Priory Lane for us. Kevin, how are things looking?
Yes, George, well, it's great stuff for Eastbourne at the moment. They are a goal up and they're also a man up. The visitors, Hemel Hempstead, having had a man sent off for a double yellow card. A really good positive half for the Borough. Could have been more goals, if anything. They were on the front foot right through until nearly the half time, 28 for the half hour, I should say, 28 minutes in fact, and we were playing our name game, weren't we? Well, Yaya Bamba is the cracker of the names, and he's got a cracker of a goal here. It was a beautiful move down the left-hand side. Jack Clark up the line to carry Sheriff. Low cross, and Bamba smashed it into the net from about 10 yards. Absolutely lovely goal, and he absolutely danced his way back to the halfway line. Borough have then put on more and more pressure. 34 minutes, very close to a red card for the visiting keeper. A foul on Sia Ligenza, who looked to me like the last man. Keeper came out and fell out of his area and felled him. But then 5 minutes later, an amazing save by Macaulay from the same player, Sia Ligenza. Absolutely brilliant. They talk about worldies. This is a worldie and a half. To keep it at 1-0. But disaster then for Hemel Hempstead on 40 minutes, and a second yellow card for their midfield player, Kombe Kawimbe. So they are down, and now they're playing a 4-4-1, and they were just trying to hold their own, really, Hemel Hempstead, as the half-time approached. So if Eastbourne play it sensibly, they could well be in for those precious 3 points. Just quickly, across the south coast, Worthing are actually losing to Taunton Town, doing themselves no favours, and also Eastbourne no favours, because Taunton are also in the relegation scrap. But who knows, George, what another 45 minutes will bring.
Exactly that. That's why we love football, isn't it? Thank you very much, Kev at Priory Lane. We'll be back for another update after the game finishes there. But currently Eastbourne Borough winning. As Kev mentioned, Worthing United are losing 1-0 to Taunton. Not a great result for Eastbourne Borough, as both teams near the foot of the table. Elsewhere in the National League South, another local side are in action today. Farnborough away to Bath City, but due to an incident on the M4, kickoff for that one has been delayed until 4 p.m. So we'll be giving you updates between now and 6 o'clock on that one, seeing how things go. So there we go then. That wraps up National League South. We're going back to the National League now, where Aldershot are in action. They are at home to Oldham. Last time we checked in with Rob Worrell and Steve Gibbs at the EBB, it was 1-0. Rob, half-time, how are things looking?
Yeah, it is 1-0 to the Shots. A really lively game with very few chances. I have to say Oldham didn't have one in the 45 minutes. It was the 45 plus one before they Hammond almost steered the ball in at the far post, but put it wide and collided with the post and had to receive some treatment. Prior to that, the Shots had started on the front foot and looked lively. Glover broke forward after 7 minutes, and Daly had a chance but poked it wide. But it was just to be a warm-up for Daly, because in the 37th minute, Glover again got forward on the left, clipped a ball into the box, and Daly with a deft header powered it in from around about 8 yards from a central position and gave Aldershot Town a deserved lead against a side 2 places above them in the National League, with the 3rd best away record in the National League and the 4th best defence in the National League. So a terrific start for the Shots, a terrific first half. Just the one note of concern is the loss just before half-time of midfielder Dayan Tetek, who's limped off with the aid of 2 of the Aldershot staff. So they've lost him. It meant a debut for Dylan Kadji, who has joined Aldershot until the end of the season. We'll see how he gets on largely in the second half. But the half-time score here at the EBB, it's a slender lead, and a victory today would put the Shots up to 5th place, leapfrogging their opponents Oldham, but a long way to go. Half-time, Shots 1, Oldham 0.
Thank you very much, Rob. So we'll get updates throughout the second half then of that one. One more to touch in on in the National League. Dorking are away to Maidenhead United. It was goals galore in the first half. 4 goals in total there were, well, the last time we checked in anyway. And it was 3-1 to Maidenhead. Ahmed Nur has been there for us. Ahmed, how is things now?
It stayed 3-1 at half-time here at York Road. Quite a lively game of football. Both sides going gung-ho for it, especially with the circumstances in the National League relegation fight permitting. It has been a match which is quite enjoyable to watch if you're a neutral. I wouldn't say much in terms of being a Dorking fan. Hard to see 3 goals going, but there were 3 decent goals of quality. Still have a foothold in this match, but it's been an enjoyable game to watch. Dorking didn't take long to go behind, sadly. Good first 10 minutes from Maidenhead. The momentum built for them, created moments in that first few minutes. Dorking could have easily gone in front had Jason Pryor scored on 2 occasions, both from headers inside the penalty area. One he was denied by Craig Ross, the other one had a goal bound, cleared off the line. However, the home side went in front for a Sam Beckwith strike that took a deflection on the way through that caught Harrison Mela and landed in the far bottom corner. There wasn't much the keeper could do to stop it, and that gave the home side the lead. A swift response though from Wanderers got them back into the game 2 minutes later. Ball found Charlie Carson inside the penalty area. He managed to compose himself and then drive a very hard effort past the despairing Ross. He got a hand onto it but could not stop Dorking from equalising. The game took a bit of a turn after that. Both sides not able to retain possession, but Maidenhead seemed the more likelier to control the game, particularly with the lively Ashley Nathaniel George down that left hand side. He's caused Barry Fuller all sorts of problems down that side, and it was his work that created that second goal for the home side. He got forward to release it to Reece Smith. Smith had room and space to pick out a shot which hit the inside of the post. Harrison Mill wasn't able to get anything on it. He was hoping it had stayed out, but instead it found the opposite corner and gave Maidenhead a 2-1 lead just over 10 minutes before 15 minutes before the end of the first half. And they would found themselves 3-1 down for a wonderful bit of individual play by Jaden Mitchell-Lawson. Started from inside his own half, picked up the ball and just decided to run, and everyone who was wearing orange for Maidenhead got to the left side of the penalty area before shaping his body to strike one into the far corner, but to pass the despairing male who couldn't do much about it. It was a splendid run, a splendid goal by Mitchell-Lawson. And while Dorking have been combative, they've been very, very dogged in this first half, and they've given their all. They've been unlucky not to be able to have more than just the one goal on the score sheet. However, there's still something in this game. The next goal in the second half is important, but they find themselves 3-1 down at half time.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Neil. We'll be back for updates in the second half. A repeat of the first half and the number of goals would be nice, but we really want to see Dorking racking some up because they're currently 3-1 down. Not looking too good for them in the table at the moment, but there's still 45 minutes of action to go in our local games. We're also going to be getting some national sporting headlines in a second.
BBC Radio Surrey.
In fact, I've been informed we're ready to go right now. And here's producer Cameron Anderson-Jones.
Thank you very much, George. Starting with football and the early kickoff, Manchester United beat Everton 2-0, both goals coming from the penalty spot, converted by Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. The result means that United are now just 3 points off Tottenham Hotspur in 5th. All of the 3 p.m. kickoffs are now underway, and Crystal Palace have the lead at Selhurst Park against Luton Town, as Jean-Philippe Mateta scored the goal to separate the two sides. Gustavo Hamer has given Sheffield United the lead at the break for the Blades against Bournemouth, and Wolves versus Fulham is still goalless at this stage. A reminder that Brighton and Hove Albion do not play until tomorrow when they face Nottingham Forest at 2 p.m, and we'll have live build-up of that match from 1:30 on BBC Radio Sussex. Brighton and Hove Albion's women's, though, are looking to reach the semi-final of the FA Cup for the second season in a row. Last season they lost to Manchester United in stoppage time, and they host the same opposition today. Winger Katie Robinson admits revenge would be sweet.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we played very well in that game and probably deserved to have a different outcome. So I think, we'll be looking to put that right on Saturday.
They kick off at 5:15, and we'll be getting the team news at 4:30 with Angus Patterson, but also live commentary online on the BBC Sports website. Cricket now, and England captain Ben Stokes says it's ridiculous that James Anderson has taken 700 test wickets as a fast bowler. Anderson achieved the feat earlier today, but couldn't prevent defeat by India in the 5th test.
Unbelievable, amazing performer for a long period of time now. 700 wickets, that obviously is a big number, but it sounds a lot of deliveries bowled as well. Incredible athlete, one of the all-time greats. 700 wickets is just ridiculous as a fast bowler. Longevity, you got to think about how much he's put his body through to be able to achieve that feat. But yeah, just completely not a role model to anyone who wants to be a fast bowler.
Formula 1 now, and Oliver Bearman is set to become the youngest Brit to race at the highest level in motorsport this weekend at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Harry Benjamin has more.
Max Verstappen starts on pole position for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's once again Verstappen's race to lose. Oliver Bearman, the 18-year-old British driver, starts his first Formula 1 race from 11th on the grid. A big opportunity for Bearman, who replaces Carlos Sainz after the Spaniard withdrew due to appendicitis. But whilst the podium places may be all to play for, the win very much looks like it's going Dutch.
Surrey-based team McLaren could only qualify 5th and 6th, with Oscar Piastri ahead of Lando Norris. And a reminder that the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix gets underway at 5 p.m. this evening. Boxing now, and Francis Ngannou concedes that Anthony Joshua was far superior than him in their heavyweight bout in Saudi Arabia. The UFC champion was floored by the Briton in the first and second round before the referee stopped the fight.
He was quite special because he stopped me. He did what Tyson Fury couldn't done. He's just way better than me today. So in fact, I didn't feel the punch. I think that's what the knockout is about. I don't feel any pain. That's how I know I was knocked out.
A reminder that there's no Guildford Flames today in ice hockey as they will play tomorrow. That's all from me, George, with your latest sporting headlines.
Thank you very much, Cameron.
Six Music Festival is back in Greater Manchester.
With an incredible lineup of artists and DJs beyond the mainstream.
And we've got archive sets and music mixes to get you in the mood, like Rave Forever.
The morning after mix.
Come and take my hand, why don't you?
And Indie Forever. Search Six Music Festival. Watch on iPlayer, listen on BBC Sounds.
OK, then time to get back to our local games. You've got one in League 2, Harrogate Town are 1-0 up against Crawley. In the National League, we have a feature game on full commentary of the second half coming your way in a second. Woking away to Altrincham, Aldershot are hosting Oldham elsewhere, and Dorking away to Maidenhead. 3 games in the National League South as well. We'll keep you updated on all the scores. Worthing United 1-0 down to Taunton Town. Eastbourne Borough 1-0 up against Hemel Hempstead, and Farnborough away at Bath City has just kicked off due to a delayed kick-off. Time now then for full commentary of the second half action. Altrincham versus Woking. We're going to Moss Lane to hear from Ian Nicholson and Phil Kinsella.
30 seconds gone in this second period, and Woking will give away a free kick there. Jermaine Anderson, guilty of the referee said he handled the ball in. Well, it's hit him more than anything else. It was off his head and then didn't quite have it under control. So it's going to be a free kick to Altrincham, who look in these very early stages as though maybe they've been given a bit of a spray by the manager at half time.
They're certainly looking as though they're going to look to get the ball into the area quicker.
Well, they've caught Woking short side on the blind side. They Con Clark with the cross. Keeper has to reach for it. A good job he did. There was a defender, Altrincham player coming right in behind him. Jaskalainen was at full stretch and they were caught there by that quickly taken free kick. But this is Kendall making some use up front of the football. He's holding on to it, waiting for yellow shirts to arrive, and in the end he's outnumbered by red and white stripes. Ball will be picked up by Marriott for the home side, halfway inside his own half. This is Casilo, and as it goes to Banks on the far side, long ball down the line, looking for the chase by Angus, who slips there in that very boggy corner.
Yeah, and he looks plaintively at the linesman, but the linesman's not having any of it. He was right, only a yard away, and said no chum, it wasn't a foul.
So it'll be Casey, and we got a yellow card in the first half. Did well to find Anderson, who flicks the ball on, and this will fall for Moss, will it? Or will Con Clark put him under pressure? He does, but Moss does very well. Not the best of balls there for Kelly Evans, but he manages to get there and will win no, he won't win a throw, and it's come back off him.
He ducked, and he's not the tallest anyway, but it just caught his shoulder, I think, as it went out for the throw to go to Altrincham.
Dorking's last away win was the one at Oldham at the end of January. 7 points from the last 9 that they've played for, but all down at Woking. Con Clark, that will be a throw into Woking this time. That was like a return, wasn't it? Just rebounding ball going off the Altrincham player. Throwing bang on the halfway line. Dan Moss to take it. On the line for Kendall, who's battling hard for it. 3 defenders at his back. Altrincham trying to play some ticky-tacky there, but it'll be picked up by Anderson, looking for Corbauer, just the wrong side of him. And cleared away in the end there by Banks, and here's Casilo on the charge for Altrincham. We've definitely upped the tempo. Newby pushed further forward, definitely. He's on the edge of the box, he's going to try a shot. Bounces just in front of Jaskalainen, gathers it safely, but at the second attempt.
Yeah, it would have... it's one of those awkward ones, wasn't it? It was skimming off the surface and landed just in front of him.
But
he got his body behind it.
Quick break, and he decided to SOS there, didn't he? Shoot on sight, as we say.
There's definitely, this first few minutes, more urgency when Altrincham are going forward.
It's going to be a free kick there, given away by Anderson. The second one he's given away in this second half.
Could be that whole totting up thing soon.
Well, You don't want to do that because he'll get a yellow for it. So it's going to be Osborne to take it. Is he going to... He does take it, just taps the ball aside. Played up towards Angus, very slow getting to it. He's got another free kick. It's Odosina this time. I'll say about Altrincham, they're good at getting to ground, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They are. Winning free kicks is a bit of an art form, and they're good at it. As Osborne's clearance is... that's not the best off the boot of Odosina. Was it actually Burko who kick went up in the air, left by Newby. The return ball looking for the run by Banks, but Cuthbert will usher that one out for a goal kick, and we all fall in a heap into the railings at the advertising hoardings. But Altrincham have definitely looked the better side in this opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, just a little bit more pace and urgency about their play, and Wokingham really being able to string the passes together this half so far.
So the goal kick to be taken by Jääskeläinen. Been the busier keeper. We haven't mentioned Ross other than one goal kick so far, but long way to go in this game. And the goal kick is looking for the head of Kendall. Comes off the head of Lewis Baines instead, and that'll be a free kick to Woking this time. I must say, from the period of this game, we have seen too much of Zach Kettle, haven't we? That whistle's been going.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, the ref's been a little bit whistle happy this half, and it's
that's about 4 free kicks, isn't it, in 5 minutes?
Yes.
So. But again, Woking are going to send their keeper up to the halfway line to take this.
Just Kelly Evans back for Woking, everyone else up, and
when you say back, he's on the edge of the centre circle. The Altrincham defensive line is halfway inside their half. So Jääskeläinen is going to float this one up there, looking for Cuthbert. It's nowhere near him. Now he's got to race back into goal, and Ross launches it downfield. Jääskeläinen has got back, but he's going to find Casilo down that far side, and Kelly Evans has to be smart and quickly in there, and nearly gives away a corner just for a second, but they do get the ball away, and it's played up to Kendall, who does well to bring that under control. It was an awkward bounce. This is Corboa down that left-hand side. They've got Curtis Edwards well forward. Here's Corboa, tries to play in Edwards, comes back to Corboa. He's going to lay it off to Dan Moss, who's well forward. Gets the ball back. Edwards, there's a man spur here. Can he get the shot in? Oh, he tried to place it, and that was a miss. That was an opportunity gone begging. That was Anderson. Why he didn't put his boot through that one, nobody will know. But it's a chance for Altrincham on the counter now. Here's Anderson again, back on the edge of his own box. Why didn't he whack that? He was clearly unmarked.
It mirrored one of the chances he had in the first half, where he really tried to place it, and I really don't think that would achieve anything in this situation.
Here's Corboa in midfield. Edwards will leave that one for Kelly Evans. This is Moss, wide right. Plenty of yellows in the box for shot. Can Kendall get the shot away? He can't. Oh, it's wide. He got it on the turn as Altrincham clocked off there for a second, and Moss picked him out. He did the right thing, just didn't get the direction.
Good move, and we've seen Kendall a number of times in the last few games on the edge of the box, making space and pirouetting and shooting. He didn't really pirouette enough. He hit it with enough force, but wide of the post.
Goal kick then to Altrincham. We've had 8 minutes of this second half. BBC Surrey and BBC Sussex Sport for you this afternoon. Keep you up to date with Harrogate v Crawley and Dorking at Maidenhead. That's going the way of Woking at the moment. The team below you are losing. Long ball up from the back by Odosina. Good effort by Kendall to get onto that one. He's found Edwards. Nobody in the box at the moment. Another cross looking for Corboa. Dealt with comfortably by Cooper in the end, and cleared by Baines. Not sure Kelly Evans needed to play that one. That could have easily gone out for a throw, and it's gone to Altrincham.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who that throw was going to go to, but he miscued it.
So it's a throw into Altrincham to be taken by the left back Eddie Jones. Clark coming, Newby's the man coming short for him, and Moss is putting him under pressure, so he has to turn the ball back to his central defender Banks. And there's Kelly Evans winning the throw in this time. And was it a handball? It is a handball, in fact, says the referee, so it'll be a free kick. Ball did end up out of the field of play.
Still scrappy, isn't it? Still scrappy, but
very scrappy. The longer this goes on, the tension will increase, won't it? That's the thing. The importance of all 3 points today, because all the shot leading gets them above two other clubs.
Yes.
And Altrincham are chasing Yeah. Those clubs just above them. Altrincham 8th in the table at the start of play.
They've done brilliantly this season, Altrincham. Great little club.
So, Curtis Edwards is going to take this free kick. And again, Altrincham's defensive line is way outside of their D. So it's played along the line to Kendall along the floor. He's on the edge of the box, gets the ball in there. There's a chance for Corboa. It's cleared away. Desperate. Anderson battling for it. It's Corboa trying to turn it towards goal. Hacked clear. Comes back to Edwards. Again, floated up there towards the back of the Altrincham box. Burko gets underneath it, and it ends up on the roof of the flats behind the Woking fans. Just for a second again, it looked as though it was going to open up for Woking.
It was another one. Well, it was a well-worked move, finding Kendall out wide when everyone thought the ball was coming into the box, and he got the ball in, and I think it was Burko's shot was way off.
Yeah, I think he saw the frame of the goal there and fancied it. Left-footed shot, got right underneath it. Now Altrincham are looking to play the ball out, but there's 3 Woking players right on the edge. So Ross is going to ignore that one and launch it long downfield. Odessina got a head on it, but it went towards his own goal, and it'll be picked up by Angus. And Angus inside for Con Clark. Slips. He's the danger man, is Con Clark for sure. And it will be Odessina leaving it to Cuthbert. A bit of a breakdown in communications there, but Edwards will pick it up, will he? It goes down under a challenge. Referee will say play on. Banks goes down as well, so Woking do get a free kick eventually. People are really fighting for everything here.
Well, it's
muck and bullet stuff, you might say. Down the line for Kendall once again. He's in the corner. He'll get there. Can he keep it in play? Just about. He's having a wrestling match there with Baines, and the Altrincham captain wins it. And Jones with a clearance, but Edwards will pick it up. And here's Moss. Is there anybody in box to aim for? Well, he was looking for, I think it was Corboa he was aiming at, but it was comfortably cleared in the end by Banks. But here's Edwards again. I keep mentioning that guy's name. Here's Anderson. Back it goes to Corboa. He's got Moss if he needs him. He's going to go for goal himself. It's blocked away. And Moss will allow that to run out for a throw-in. And suddenly we've got a wave of pressure from Woking.
Yeah, and this is very much like what happened the other evening. They can make that if they make that pressure count, keep ratcheting it up another notch, and eventually it has paid off. But it's
a very tight game this. From that throw-in, Edwards tried to get the ball back to Moss, but it's gone out for a throw-in to the home side. No changes to any of the scores in our other games that we've heard of in the second half so far here on BBC Surrey and BBC Sussex Sport. Here's Anderson, keeps the ball in play and picked up by Odessina. Odessina is knocked over there. Nice work by Corboa to try and work his way past Jones, and in the end Altrincham would just whack it clear. Casilo is chasing it. Cuthbert's clearance is up in the air, headed forward there by Anderson. Good challenge. Curtis Edwards breaking it up in the midfield there, but Anderson is battling for it. Here's Corboa, will be round the ground shortly. This is Moss, edge of the Altrincham box. Anderson again, trying to play in. Edwards, who's well forward. Back it goes to Moss. Can he get to the corner? He can. Looking for Corboa. Can't bring it under control, and Casalo will bring it away for Altrincham. Quarter of an hour gone in this second half. Let's check in at Harrogate, League 2. Harrogate against Crawley. The latest from Gary Smith.
Yeah, thanks Phil. 57 minutes played here at the Envirovent Stadium. Crawley have started the second half very brightly, still trailing though. Lolos inside the box, gets it into Horsey, back to Lolos, gets it square. Forster, can he force it home? Yes he can! Harry Forster gets an equaliser for Crawley. 57.5 minutes played. He's had the best couple of chances for Crawley inside the opening exchanges of the second half, and suddenly one of them was paid dividends as it came in from the far side. Wouldn't quite sit for Lolos, wouldn't quite sit for Horsey, but then high up in the air, Harry Forster forces it home beyond Belshaw, and Crawley are back on level terms with almost 58 minutes played, Phil. It is Harrogate 1, Crawley Town 1.
Good news there from Harrogate. Throw in here to Woking. Jermaine Anderson, edge of the box, trying to get the shot in. Well, he made the keeper work, but it wasn't really working too much. It was very difficult. He was falling over as he tried to get that shot away. That's a shocking clearance from Ethan Ross, straight into touch.
Yeah, certainly a lot of the pressure here has come from Woking. It's still scrappy, but it is pressure. And
They've had the better in the last 10 minutes.
They have.
Let's check in down at the EBB Stadium, that really important game towards the top of the in the playoff places in the National League. It's Aldershot against Oldham Athletic. Shots were leading at half-time. The latest comes from Rob Worrell.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a really scrappy first 10 minutes to the second half. It's still 1-0 to Shots, 56 minutes in. They did have a crazy moment 49 minutes in where they very nearly scored. And they might be in here on the right-hand side. Daly wants to get it back so desperately onto his left foot, and it's passed back to the keeper, who clears out to this right-hand side. But it's scrappy, and most importantly, Oldham have now got 31 goals off the bench and onto the pitch. There's a ball into the area, cleared away by Hammond, and Oldham will clear it again at the second attempt. But yeah, they started the game with just 5 goals in their starting lineup, and right now it's up to 36, and that's the changes that Oldham have decided to make. Both Fondop and Norwood on now, and Mickey Mellon rolling the dice because he's left Andy Dallas on. 57 minutes gone now. Shots 1, Oldham 0.
She was given a bit of...
And it's a free kick to Woking halfway inside the Altrincham half. I thought Casalo was going to get a professional foul, get a yellow for that.
Yeah.
I think he's a lucky lad. The referee did wait for an advantage which didn't materialise. But Woking have had the better of the last few minutes. And there's another free kick. Curtis Edwards, wide left, going to swing this in right-footed. Didn't get any elevation. It comes off the head of an Altrincham defender, goes into the penalty area. Luckily for Altrincham, that's going to be a foul by Casey, who needs to be careful. He needs to be careful. He's on a yellow. And that foul was an unnecessary one on Con Clark.
It was. It's one thing to pressurise, but just so frustrating to give away a foul in that position. But more pressure from Woking.
Right, let's get down to our other game, the last one of the three we're covering today. It's the National League game, a really important one. Maidenhead against Dorking. Big problems for Dorking at half-time, trailing by 3-1. The latest comes from Ahmed Noor.
We've reached the 59th minute. It's still 3-1 to Maidenhead. Not many chances to shout about so far. It's been a fairly even game. We have a stoppage here as Beckwith took a blow to the head, and while Dorking were attacking, Mewis Effer took a deflection and cleared out for a throw-in. Dorking starting stronger in the second half. Maidenhead still showing a threat going forward, but this game definitely is not going to finish in its current scoreline. As we get to the hour, it still remains 3-1 to the home side. Dorking definitely not out of this one yet.
Keep you up to date with Dorking, Aldershot and Harrogate here. Woking in possession. They're not in possession now because Moss took his eye off the ball and has allowed it to go out for a throw-in. 62 minutes gone. Aldershot 1, Oldham 0, Maidenhead 3, Dorking 1, Harrogate 1, Crawley 1. Here we're goalless. Still waiting for this to come to life, really, aren't we?
We are, yeah. I agree with you.
It's very close. There's not much in this. The longer it goes on, that dreaded one goal might win it. It's that kind of game, though. It's Casey. That's a bit of an aimless one. Dealt with comfortably by Cooper. And space here for Osborne in midfield. He's played Jones into a bit of trouble, who does well, actually, to find Newby in midfield. He's got a bit of space to run into. And Newby combines with Marriott, and here's Newby again. Space on the far side for Casalo, who's going to go backwards to his right back Banks. Played in for Newby once again, who's offside. Well, that's poor from Altrincham. You've got to say that's poor. From just knocking it around like that to run offside from that sort of position, you're just letting the defence out, aren't you?
Yeah, certainly.
It's poor.
Altrincham haven't been playing well in this game. I mean, they've and this second half, Woking have really had the bulk of the possession, the bulk of the pressure, unable to make it count. But on comes Amaluza now,
and he's got some size about him, you might say. Yes, one of their strikers. He's got a few goals this season. I didn't see the man who came off, I must admit. We'll pick him up though. They've left Angus on, which is interesting. So they've got to go with effectively 2 big strikers. That looks like a real change of direction from the Altrincham bench. Con Clark is still on there. See, I'll pick it up very shortly. But it's a free kick to be taken by Will Yaskalainen, just inside his penalty area. And he launches it left-footed. Dan Moss is the furthest man forward, looking to try and get a touch on it. Cleared away, helped on by Con Clark. Ottosina gets there. Anderson trying to get the ball out from beneath his feet there, which he did. Casey takes the safe route back to his keeper.
He's played well, Anderson. It's good to see him back in the side and increasing in fitness every game after a long layout with injury.
Ball long downfield. Con Clark facing his own goal. Jones is going to clear right-footed. That's his wrong foot, but he actually manages to find Osborne. Con Clark has wrestled off that. Woking, Altrincham manager's furious there. This is Ottosina, who's bowled over, is he? Referee says no. Well, it's a bit of tit for tat from the referee there.
I think he evened up there.
Here comes Newby for Altrincham. Con Clark, who's taken out there. Dumped by Kelly Evans. Con Clark pushed the ball past him, and Kelly Evans, shall I say, he didn't miss, did he? Now the referee can...
I'd be surprised if it's not a yellow card, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it will be.
Well, it was a good old-fashioned takeout, that one. Went right through the man. When I say right through him, he didn't put his foot through him. And the referee, I think, surely is going to give him a yellow for that. That was... Isn't it? Has he reached?
I think it's talking to by the looks of it.
Well, that is an amazing...
Cue the boos around the ground.
Well, surprised, considering what he booked Josh Casey for in the first half. Anyway, it's a free kick to Altrincham, halfway inside the Woking half. And just inside from this near side touchline, Newby floated up there towards the heads, went over Anderson. It'll fall for Jones to head it back towards the edge of the area. Still bobbling around, Cuthbert with a header. This needs to be away and quickly from Woking. And Burkout puts Banks under pressure. The ball's back on halfway with Marriott, and Marriott decides to take the easy route back to Ross in the goal. Well, it dealt with that one fairly okay.
Yeah, generally Woking are quite good at dealing with
set pieces. That one by Ross downfield looking for Amaluzor, the man who's just come on. And it comes off the chest of the Altrincham striker. It's out for a throw-in on this near side. Still 0-0. Still 3 points off the grabs here. This is it, isn't it? This is the nub of this, the way it's going on. Both sides desperate not to lose, that's for sure. And it's another throw-in as Jones heads it into touch. Throw-in for Woking, which Timmy Ottosina will take. Down the line it goes. Headed clear again by Jones. Cuthbert is turned there by Angus, but good covering by Ottosina. Saw the danger and got it back to Jääskeläinen quickly, and the keeper launches it long downfield. Moss gets a flick on. He was looking for Corboa. He won't get there though. He blocks the clearance off Jones. In fact, he's got a rebound off Jones, and the throw goes to Woking in line with the edge of the Altrincham penalty area on this near side. That's the Woking right. Moss is looking for somebody. Kendall's the man to throw it to. Now he's still holding and holding. Gets the ball back eventually from Corboa. Corboa will win another throw-in. No, he won't. Got themselves boxed in. They're letting Altrincham flooded their area for that.
So it's a bad sign when a guy taking a throw-in has got no one to throw to, is searching.
There's another goal gone in the game at Harrogate. We've got a break in play here, so let's get across there. Harrogate against Crawley Town. The latest details on that goal come from Gary Smith.
Yeah, Crawley have turned things around here now, Phil. We've played 67.5 minutes, so we're at a halfway point in the second half, and it's Harrogate 1, Crawley Town 2. Crawley back on level terms after 58 minutes, courtesy of a goal by Harry Forster, and then after 66 minutes, Clyde Lolos got the ball on the edge of the box, flicked it away from his defender, and left-footed buried it low to the goalkeeper's right-hand side. And as I say, Crawley turning things around. It's become very, very open. There's a flurry of substitutions for both sides, and you do get the feeling that there could be more goals in this one. But as it stands at the moment, Harrogate Town 1, Crawley Town 2.
Good news there from Harrogate. There's another goal gone in at York Road. It's Maidenhead against Dorking. Let's get the details from Noor Ahmed.
Well, it's a brilliant game now. 3-2 the scoreline. Dorking back in this one. Jimmy Mewett with a lovely chipped ball into the penalty area. Pryor leaping across. He was very much off balance. Managed to get a head on the ball. It went past Craig Ross, who watched it land in the far corner. Dorking Wanderers well and truly back in this game with just under 25 minutes to go. It's 3-2 now.
Ahmed Noor there at Maidenhead, 3-2, so the drama goes on. Let's check in then at Aldershot to complete our roundup. EBB Stadium, Aldershot taking on Oldham Athletic in a really important battle for the playoff places. The latest comes from Rob Worrell.
Thank you very much, Phil. It's still Aldershot Town 1, Oldham 0, still high tempo, still on a knife edge, and still all three results possible. Here's Stokes breaking his way into the penalty area, goes down, big cheers for a foul on the edge of the penalty area, nothing given. Referee not interested. Dylan Callagher wins the ball back for Aldershot, and it's just so intense. There's just no let up in play. The referee's letting everything go, apart from that foul on Glover. Shots have a free kick. We have a chance to draw breath and hand back to you, Phil Kinsella. The Shots are 23 and a half minutes away from what would be a precious 1-0 win against former Premier League side Oldham Athletic.
Well, there's a free kick to Woking right on the edge of the penalty area. We thought that was a penalty, and the referee gave the impression it was a penalty and then pointed to the line right on the edge of the box. You would think it was a pen.
I suspect most people, the Woking players are going over to the linesman to say, Lino, you saw that. But the highlights will show all, but to our instant response was that was in the area.
We'll get the Brighton team news very shortly. Just wait to see where this free kick is going to be taken. That's of course the FA Cup tie, Women's FA Cup, Brighton against Manchester United. It's a 5:15 kick-off, but this free kick is on the line on the edge of the penalty area. And it's going to be Kendall. There's at least 5 Altrincham players in the wall. They have got a sleeper as well. And
how do you get that up and down from that distance?
You've got to go through the wall, haven't you? Which Kendall is trying to. Oh, he got right underneath it. And you've got to make the keeper work there. You've got to make the defenders work. And they didn't.
Yeah, well, the answer is I think it was just too close to get it up and down. And, but again, it's important to have a look at that again.
And here we come with Altrincham on the counter now. There's Amalazor going to shoot left-footed straight at the keeper. Take them all day. So that was a real opportunity. That was the best opportunity that Woking have had in the game so far. And there's Jaskalainen to clear long downfield. There's Moss halfway inside the Woking half, the Altrincham half, and Anderson trying to fight off Con Clark, which he does. Eventually he's going to bring it back, the referee. Quite right too, because he was touched, wasn't he?
He was. He's had a great game, Anderson, and to me, he uses his bodily strength really well in those midfield battles. And 2 men on him, but he came away with the ball and battling away.
Just a reminder, 5:15 for Brighton women against Manchester United women. We'll get to the team news with Angus Patterson very shortly. Here we've had 73 minutes. Tension's going up here. The longer this goes on.
I've had weeks of this, Phil. I've had weeks of this.
Well, another 20 minutes or so won't hurt. As Curtis Edwards with the free kick then, halfway inside the Altrincham half, is going to float this over to the far side. He's looking for Cuthbert. Can he get on it? Referee's going to give a free kick against Cuthbert for a foul, and Altrincham pressure is taken off. So let's go check in on the team news then. Brighton and Hove Albion women against Manchester United women in the FA Cup quarter-final. The details come from Angus Patterson.
Thank you, Phil. Yeah, a rematch of last season's FA Cup semi-final here at the Broadfield Stadium. But will it be a repeat of Manchester United's 3-2 win back then, or will it be revenge for the Albion? Mikey Harris, the interim head coach, has named an unchanged side from the team that started at Bristol City last weekend and got that 7-3 victory that all but secured league safety for them. So they start Sophie Bagley in goal, a back four of Emma Kuhlberg, Maria Thorisdottir, Guro Bergsvand and Paulina Bremer. Midfield is Katie Robinson, Julia Ziggiotti, Tatiana Pinto and Vicky Lasada, with Elizabeth Turland leading the line alongside Beatrice Kisari, the top scorer. If Elizabeth Turland scores today, Brighton will have every chance in the world. So 5:15 kick-off, catch us live on the BBC Sport website. It's Brighton women versus Manchester United women, FA Cup quarter-final.
Still goalless here, as we have had just coming up to the 75th minute mark. Substitution for Altrincham. George Wilson coming on to replace Elliot Osborne. What about substitutes for Woking now? What about it? 15 minutes ago.
Well, I think it's
Is it go for it or hold it?
I'm looking at the options on the, you've got Alfie Pavey. I think if it was chasing the game, he'd definitely come on. Josh Smith, who hasn't really been tested or tried very much.
Ottosini gets the clearance in. It's a long way to go in this game. If you had with the add-on time, you're probably talking 20 minutes, aren't you? Normally, it's not a 90-minute game anymore. That's for sure.
No, all three sort of attacking players. Pavey, Josh Smith, attacking midfielder. Ozu, a wing back, stroke winger. They all have something to offer, but the lads at the moment are performing well.
3-2, Maidenhead 3, Dorking 2. Aldershot 1, Oldham 0, Harrogate 1, Crawley 2. BBC Surrey and BBC Sussex Sport. It's a tense one here. A long free kick towards the edge of the Altrincham box. Edwards miscues it, but it will find Corboa. We'll be at Aldershot shortly. Here's Corboa looking for a bit of space. Can he turn it and shoot? Hits a defender, might be going out for a corner, and it's, well, look at the, it is a corner.
Yep.
It is a corner, and the Woking are putting the pressure on. They've got corners and free kicks in the last few minutes. They haven't made this keeper work yet. And we will be, there is another goal at Aldershot. We'll be right there just to see how this corner pans out. Woking going for it. Know how important 3 points are today. Edwards with the corner. They're going to float it again. There's a penalty. We'll go there right now then. It's the EBB Stadium. It's Aldershot against Oldham Athletic as Altrincham. Can he get the ball away here? It's going to be another corner. Let's get to Aldershot then. Rob Worrell.
Who is going to be? Because Cian Harries is the shots penalty taker. He scored 6 out of 6, but he's not in the squad. We welcome our BBC Surrey listeners to the news that Shots have a penalty here. 73 minutes gone. O'Keefe won the ball brilliantly. Set Tolaj through clear. Tolaj rounded the keeper Hudson. Hudson brought him down. Hudson's been shown yellow. And the Swiss striker is about to take his first penalty for the Shots in a competitive match. Going to take it left-footed at the High Street end. Lauren. Tolaj back off the foot of the post. Back out to Frost, who tries a follow-up shot, and that goes just wide. And the foot of the post has denied Tolaj his 23rd goal of the season. And it remains Aldershot Town 1, Oldham 0. Back to you, Phil.
It was goal bound, and Jones has stuck out a leg and saved it. What an amazing escape. It was all for certain that was going to be a goal for Woking. And Jones made a miraculous clearance off the line. It's still 0-0.
You would have said 99 times out of 100 that would have been a goal. Firstly, great work by Corboa hitting the bar, and then the rebound came, and it was a wonder clearance by Altrincham there as the ball was going towards the goal. Another corner.
Another corner. These corners really are racking up for Woking in the second half. Edwards, keep saying it. Curtis Edwards with a corner. Can they turn this pressure into a goal? That was a flat one and volleyed clear. That was by Banks. And Edwards in a hurry now. That was an amazing escape for Altrincham. Anderson plays the ball to Corboa, trying to get to the byline. 2 defenders with him. He's found Moss. Moss gets the cross in. That came off Corboa, I think it did. And it's gone out for a goal kick to Altrincham, who are probably going to take a breath, aren't they, after this?
Well, Altrincham are really under the cosh, really, this second half. Apart from a few isolated attacks, they've had to repel a lot of Woking corners, a lot of Woking attacks, and Woking with nothing so far to show for their efforts.
The clock on the far side says 79 minutes have elapsed, and that's how far we've come in this game. Altrincham, Angus coming from an offside position there, clearly did. And it will be a free kick. Jaskalainen is in a bit of a hurry now. They know the clock is running down. And the other goals in the National League today, still Aldershot 1, Oldham 0. Chesterfield 4, AFC Fylde 1, Halifax 1, Boreham Wood 0. Maidenhead 3, Dorking 2, Rochdale 1, Oxford 2. So there's a little bit of movement, isn't there, down the bottom end. And it's Kidderminster 0, York 0. Of course, that's a really important game as Moss tries to get on the end of that long free kick. Can he keep the ball in? Yes, he can on the byline. Done brilliantly there. Edwards is available. Somehow finds Odosina, who's well forward. Berker was getting a shirt pull there. And it will be Amalazor to break away though, and he's got a bit of speed down that right hand side. He's trying to play in Angus, edge of the Woking box. Great challenge by Odosina as Angus was looking to pull the trigger on that one. It's still not clear though, and to dive in the box, referee's not going to be interested in that one. It's still bobbing around, and in the end it's finished up in a corner for Altrincham. Picked the bones out of that one.
Yeah, yeah, that was firstly good Woking pressure, and then they're away, and Amalazor had the legs to get forward. Great, I think it was Odosina, defensive covering tackle as the shot was coming in, but a bit of pressure now. Altrincham corner.
Well, after all those corners for Woking, this would be the ultimate sucker punch if Altrincham were sending on another big man. He brought on number 16, and that is
Sam Roscoe.
Sam Roscoe, and he's the size of Sam Roscoe. He is one big man. Angus has gone off, and Roscoe is a huge figure there, dominating Josh Casey just by size, and he's going to leave him to a bigger man, and don't blame him. That's this corner from that far side towards the near post, and good clearance, and it needed to be there. There's a player down with a head knock. The referee's going to give a free kick and stop the game. This is head knock protocol. Trying to see who that is. Is
it Kelly Evans?
It's Kelly Evans, isn't it? Yeah. You can see the number 2 on his back, but there are a few players with the number 2 on the back with these high numbers at the moment. Surely Michael Doyle's got to push them to try and win this. Isn't it a win, really? He's got to push them to win this.
He's got to. I mean, I don't think he knows any other way at the moment. So I think every game you push to win. But if a point wouldn't be a disaster. At this time of the season, but obviously 3 points is always the goal. And the way Woking have been playing in recent weeks, they've been always pushing right to the final whistle. And they've really come back on strong in the last 10-15 minutes of games.
Well, they finished in the third quarter of this game. They've been probably the dominant side, and they've got 8 minutes plus stoppage time to win it, and they've done that in the last couple of matches. But Altrincham will pick up the pieces with Con Clark. He's not been in the game in the second half, but he's put a ball down the line there, and that's going to beat everybody out for a goal kick. That's a lot of Amalazor. He is quick, but not that fast.
They've overhit a lot of their passes today, Altrincham. When they've got that moment, they've so many have just trickled out harmlessly for goal kicks.
I've got to put it to you, they haven't played the conditions well, have they?
No.
You've said about this knocking it around, particularly in the first half. On that pitch, he was playing that ball down the line from the sandy area. He's not in control of the football.
No, probably disadvantages Altrincham more. But Woking have, they've also played passing football, but they've got players like Anderson in midfield who can mix it physically.
Ball's out for a throw-in on this near side to Altrincham. Really tight games. 1 goal in it at Aldershot, 1 goal in it at Maidenhead. That was another fight back by Dorking if they can do that. They've done that a couple of times this season. They did that at Fylde when I was there. Here come Altrincham though, in a space if they could find Con Clark. Is he offside? The ref, I was looking on the far side, but the fact
he
that
knew he was.
Yeah, and the ball was taken off him by Kelly Evans anyway, who clears that one. It was a poor touch there by Newby, but fortunately for him, it landed at the feet of Marriott. Good battling there by Corboa, and the ball will run into the midfield where Josh Casey will pick it up. And Casey gets the ball out to Berko on the far side, gets round his man there. Now can he keep the ball in? First of all, no, he can't. Oh, he did the hard work.
Yeah, very frustrating that he was away. He'd won the ball, he'd run the tackle, but then just bobbled along and went out just over the line.
Goals going in the other National League games. Rochdale 2, Oxford 2, Halifax 1, Boreham Wood 1. All the teams in the bottom half drawing now, apart from Dorking and Maidenhead. So could be as you were, more or less. As we go into Super Tuesday, full set of matches on Tuesday. Ball downfield, that's cleared by Jake Cooper. That's over the stand on the far side.
What would Woking supporters give for a goal now?
Well, looking at those other results, it would be... Well, yeah, the 113 Woking fans who've made the trip here. A long old trip. Can their side get a vital goal? They've really, the second half, you'd probably say they've probably shaded this. Desperate clearance by Jones, denied. Charlie Kendall, it looked a certain goal. Here's Edwards, he's had a stormer. Corboa trying to find the return ball for Edwards. Corboa putting the pressure on. It's going to be Cooper to try and get the ball away, and he'll win a throw in out on the far side. Will we get a winner in this? It's hard to see, isn't it, at the moment?
It is hard to see. There have been so many different opportunities, so many near things. The closest being, here's Alfie Pavey coming on for Woking.
And recall from Braintree. Referee hasn't seen it yet, has he? He's going to replace Jermaine Anderson.
Yeah.
So Jermaine Anderson's gone off on the far side. He's put a stint in, I have to say.
He's been excellent. Really good. Really good.
Box to box, he's been very, very solid. Ball back in play. Casey gets a touch on it, and Corboa just tried to hack it upfield and only found touch instead. Altrincham have it, but quickly broken up once again. There's Kendall trying to turn his defender, who managed to stay with him. That was Cooper. Altrincham playing it about deep inside their own half there, and Marriott, well, they're still playing it about. Eventually, Pavey tried to put the pressure on there. It's a bit of a coming to there. That's right under the nose of the referee. Amaluzor definitely used the head there. There was a coming to. Whatever happened, Amaluzor didn't like it, pushed away at Dion Kelly Evans, and then, I was in line with that, there was the use of the head by the Altrincham player. Now the referee's getting involved here. Surely he's got to put a yellow card out for. He's getting his hand in his pocket.
It's really what he saw.
6 of one and half a dozen of the other, so it's a yellow card each. And still comparing notes, you might say. Yeah.
He's a feisty fella, Kelly Evans.
He was given a few pounds and inches away against Amaluzor.
Flyweight against heavyweight.
Yeah, sure it is. Referee's telling Yaskalainen to just get on with it. 88th minute.
The crowd was announced 2138 here, but 113 Woking fans, which is really terrific from the Woking fans who, despite a difficult season, followed Woking through thick and thin.
Yaskalainen's goal kick comes off the head of Moss. Can they keep it in? He's tried to keep it in, but he can't control it. Desperately there, trying to just get to it. Comes off the outside of the boot, and out for a goal kick to the home side. Halifax 2, Boreham Wood 1. So Boreham Wood could be dragged down a little bit further as it's picked up in midfield. Played up towards Kendall. Nice touch by Kendall for Corboa, who's come a little bit deeper in the last few minutes. Fights off Wilson. Needs a bit of help here, though. He's been pushed in on the far side. This is Burko. Burko's got Casey going outside him. There's a man marking Casey. Can the captain get the cross in? He can. It's over the top, though, and it's misdirected, and it's out for a goal kick. Be interested to see how many minutes are in this, because we haven't had the physio on very often, have we, for a start?
No, there've been a few stops here and there.
Yet a couple of yellow cards, but I don't think we'll get more than, say, 4. Really,
I'll go for 6 because partly because I've seen some really strange times added on, but we'll see.
90 seconds of the regulation 90. A goal now would probably win it for either side, you would think. This is Jones for Altrincham. A rare foray into the Woking half. Plays the ball up towards Amaluzor, who goes down, and referee's not interested. Says he slipped. Kendall, good challenge though by Cooper there. Not only a good challenge, he's going to pick it up, but he's going to leave it for the danger man. Con Clark plays in towards Amaluzor, edge of the Woking box. We've got to close him down quickly here. He's got to try and play this man in. That was Con Clark, and a very timely challenge by Dan Moss. Here's Curtis Edwards spraying it out to the far side. Space here for Burko. He's only got Kendall up with him. Pavey's free at the far post if he can find him. Look at him. Kendall couldn't get the contact on it. It's still not clear. Can it be forced in? It can't. Oh, he had the chance to win it there, and he just couldn't get enough contact on it. And now it's Altrincham on the counter. We are in the 90th minute, and Edwards is there again. He gets the clearance in, but it's going to be picked up by Lewis Banks for Altrincham. Played in for Amalus, he's being pushed wide right, gets the cross in, comes off a defender, it's end-to-end stuff. But what a chance that was for Charlie Kendall.
And Michael Doyle there fuming, so angry at the chance is not being taken, but now Woking having to defend a corner and quickly making a substitution.
Well, that chance for Kendall, it was
3 minutes.
Well, the boulder's gone up saying a minimum of an additional 3 minutes for someone to find a winner. The last 5 minutes has been end to end. A minimum of 3. Corner to Altrincham away to their left hands, away to the left. They've sent the bodies up this time, and Woking have got everybody back. They dare not lose this. Floated into that 6-yard area. Comes off the head of Cuthbert, not being cleared. Bobbling around, somebody needs to get on it. Burko. Can he just wait to try and get somebody into space? It's a long ball over to the far side. That's Korboa. Now Kendall is racing towards the box. Korboa is inside his man. He's got a chance to win it. Can he finish it? He can! Oh, he's got it! Ricky Korboa! A breakout, brilliant counter-attack from Woking. And as cool as you like, Ricky Korboa beat his man and beat the advancing keeper and put it into the top corner. We're into the first minute of stoppage time. What a dramatic goal that is. It's Altrincham 0, Woking 1.
Well, at a moment when I think we'd all given up hope, with so many chances at both ends of anything happening, and Woking defending for their lives there, and suddenly they're away. A wonderful ball through to Ricky Korboa, who was in space, controlled it well, right down and hit it perfectly, and yet again Woking scoring in the last breath of the game. In fact, this is probably later than previous games, so Woking have just a couple of minutes now to hang on, but another very, very creditable performance by Woking, looking promising, very promising for a wonderful 3 points.
They haven't won it yet. Don't call it yet.
No, I know, Phil.
Don't ever call it yet. Don't call it yet. You can see Alfie Pavey telling his side. He's pointing to his forehead there. Let's work this out. Let's play the percentages here. You can imagine Altrincham will just lump this forward. That was a fabulous finish by Ricky Korboa. I'll say to Woking fans listening, catch that. That was a really classy number. Great ball played through to him as well. From the restart then, can Woking see this out? Curtis Edwards with the clearance. Pavey gets a header on. And Kendall will try and knock this down for Burko. Kendall was calling for it, and he's going to get it. Now if he just can keep that in play first of all, keep it in there and run it to the corner. That's all he needs to do. And will he win a corner? No, he won't. But Altrincham having to go back to their keeper, and Ross's clearance is just hoofed downfield. Cuthbert fights off Amalus, and Josh Casey smashes the ball upfield. Pavey will get a flick on here. Can Kendall really finish it this time? Oh, it's another missed kick. Well, he hasn't got his shooting boots on this afternoon. That's about the third time he's missed. He hasn't got a clean contact. He could have finished it off there.
No. And we've got the 93 minutes just coming up. Probably add on a bit for the goal, I would imagine.
You added on probably at least 45 seconds for a goal. That's the usual rule. Looking at referee Zach Kettler, what a precious 3 points this would be for Woking. It'd be a massive win. In the other game, there's still Kidderminster 0, York 0, still Maidenhead 3, Dorking 2, Aldershot 1, Oldham 0. Throw into Altrincham halfway inside their own half. We're looking at the referees. Wilson gets the ball down, plays it upfield, looking for Amalus. Cuthbert again, said that a lot today. Clearing it long downfield this time. And Altrincham just got to whack this now and hope. Flicked on. And there's a clearance by Casey once again. It'll find a red shirt though. Is he going to give a free kick? It is. It's a free kick as Con Clark. Well, I said he was good at winning them. He's given his side a chance here. They're sending everybody up. The keeper's coming up. There's a player. There's going to be a wait here because there's a player down in backfield, and that is their captain Marriott. This is last chance saloon, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to hit this forward, and as you say, the keeper's gone up and everyone. So I doubt if there will be any. I think all the Woking players will be back as well.
Every Woking fan listening to us on BBC Surrey and BBC Sussex Sports has now got their head in their hands. You would think no fingernails left.
Everyone will be falling everywhere, hoping for The rub of the green from a decision from somewhere.
All 22 players are in the Woking half. Ethan Ross, the keeper, who's a big guy. You've got to say he's a big, tall keeper. They've got to get the ball in the box of Altrincham, and Woking got to really Scott Cuthbert is like an orchestra conductor. The way he's directing his line.
He's been here before.
So deep into stoppage time, coming up to 5 minutes on the clock. We've had a couple of delays for the goal and that injury. This could be the very last action of this National League game. The referee is going to get... There's a real wrestling match going on. They still haven't taken it. Where is the referee? The referee
with the injured player.
Yes, I was looking where he was. Altrincham are going to play this out with 10 men. They've taken their injured player off on the far side. So here we go. Free kick halfway inside the Woking half. Chip towards the edge of the box. It's going to beat everybody out. That's going to be a goal kick. And the Woking fans at the other end are jumping for joy just as if they'd scored. That's the sort of free kick you want to be delivered when you're defending a 1-0 lead in a must-win game.
Yeah, it was...
that was a poor delivery.
It was a poor delivery and went out harmlessly, and Woking should be able to really get this deep now into Altrincham territory and hope that it doesn't come back with interest.
It looks like Woking will be going a further three points clear of Dorking, who've lost 4-2 because the referee blows the final whistle. That is one of the hardest earned victories of the season from Woking. Whoa, they left it late. They left it late against Gateshead. They left it late against Kidderminster, and they left it really late today. But what a precious win. What a special win.
I'm emotionally wrung out. After the last few games, and today was it was a slog at times, and it really did look as though the ball just would not go in the Altrincham net. The second half, Woking were dominant. First half, more even. But to be fair, Woking's goal, one to save by Jääskeläinen, wasn't threatened hugely. And then it looked, for all intents and purposes, there was a great shout for a penalty, which was given as a free kick. And then it looked as though it was going for 0-0. And then Ricky Corbeau, a wonderful ball to him. He took his goal perfectly, and Woking held on 3 vital points. And this positive progress up the table continues, and a couple of days to refresh, and then it goes again.
Yeah, 10 points from the last 12, just when they really needed to do it. Don't forget Charlie Kendall. He must be a relieved man to know, isn't he? Because boy, he had a few chances today, didn't he?
Yeah.
Whatever boots he had on, send them back. But the Woking players are off to celebrate in front of those fans who've made the big journey up here, and look at the reaction they're getting from them as well. They know how important the victory is here. And it was a great goal that won it. Woking fans, if you can catch that on the website or whatever, it really is worth. It was a beauty. Brilliant finish by Ricky Corbeau. Great 3 points then for the visitors here. By my reckoning, they're up to the giddy heights of 17th in the table, and they go to Rochdale on Tuesday night, and there'll be commentary on that one, of course, from BBC Surrey Sports. Great result here. It's finished Altrincham 0, Woking 1.
Yeah, a bit of last minute excitement there. Nobody saw that coming. We didn't in the studio. It looked like it was going to be goalless, but no, Woking managing to get a last minute winner. We love a last minute winner in football, don't we? It's like a glorious moment. It doesn't matter who it's against. When it happens, you're always going to take it. Let's go around the rest of our grounds then. Starting off with League 2. Harrogate Town were hosting Crawley. It was 2-1 to Crawley last time we checked in. Let's have a look now. Gary Smith, it's full time. How did it end up?
Well, that is exactly how it ended, George. Crawley Town winning here at Harrogate by 2-1. The players, the manager, the coaching staff are all going across to the far side to take the applause of the fans that have made the journey from Sussex here today. They trailed at the break, courtesy of a great strike by Harrogate's George Thompson after 26 minutes. But live, when you came to us for an update after 58 minutes, Harry Forster bundled one home after it looked like the opportunity had gone. It was forced into the top corner. And then after 66 minutes, with what turned out to be the winner, Clyde Lolos, after Crawley had a throw on the far side, edge of the box, one touch onto his left foot, and he buried it left-footed beyond Belshaw and into the bottom right-hand corner. Adam Campbell hit the bar after 80 minutes as well, that really would have given Crawley a little bit of breathing space. It doesn't move them in the table at all, George, but it means they are just 3 points away from the playoffs now, Crawley, with a game in hand, and Notts County coming to the Broadfield Stadium on Tuesday night. It is an incredible 7th win on the road for Crawley Town this season. They've come from behind in front of 2,124 people. It's a final score of Harrogate Town 1, Crawley Town 2.
Yes, there we go. Crawley Town going one behind, pulling it back to 2-1, and now find themselves just 3 points off the playoffs. It's going to be a very, very exciting end to the season for Crawley Town, and we'll keep you going with it on BBC Radio Sussex and BBC Radio Surrey for the rest of the season. So we've already had a game in National League. We saw how that one ended up. Altrincham 0, Woking 1, thanks to a last-minute winner that nobody saw happening. But we're so glad it did. Ricky Corboa getting one in right at the end there. So that finished Woking 1, Altrincham 0 in the end. That was the score the last time we checked in one of our other National League games. Aldershot were 1-0 up against Oldham. I believe it's now finished at the EBB Stadium. So what we're going to do now is go across live to Rob Worrell. How did it finish, Rob?
It hasn't finished. We're still in play. In 90+6, Aldershot have doubled their lead. Tyler Frost carried the ball down the right side. He thought about a ball in, and then he realised the opportunity was there inside the penalty area. He feinted to go left. He went to his right and he drilled it low down, and he's doubled Aldershot's lead. They could have doubled it earlier when Tolaj won and took a penalty, but he hit the foot of the post. So we got a minimum of 7 added, and that 7 has now elapsed, but there's been a goal in that time. Of course, there'll be extra time added on for the celebrations. But the Shots, who've beaten Altrincham 2-0 here from the top 7, and then beat Barnet from the top 3 here 1-0, and now 2-0 up against Oldham Athletic. The Shots have been superb from start to finish. They've barely given up an opportunity. Oldham have had 1 shot on target all afternoon. In fact, 1 shot off target, actually, I beg your pardon. The Shots haven't created a huge amount of chances, but they've scored twice vitally. Ball forward, Menayes with a strong-headed winner. That'll probably find touch, and it will. Throw in to Oldham, and stay with us by all means for these last few seconds here at the EBB, where the Shots are 2-0 up and looking good for 5th place. They're going to leapfrog Gateshead, and they're going to leapfrog their opponents, Oldham Athletic, who have just lost on the road in the National League for the first time since November. What a win for Tommy Widrington's men. 37th minute lead from James Daly, glancing in a Ryan Glover cross. They had the chance to double that on 74 minutes when Lauren Tolaj was brought down by Hudson, but thumped his penalty against the foot of the post. And just as Aldershot Town fans wondered if they'd hold on, they went and doubled their lead. Tyler Frost on the mark inside the penalty area on 90+6. It's all finished now. The Shots are up to 5th. With the good news from North East Hampshire, the final score, Aldershot Town 2, George, Oldham Athletic 0.
Yes, a great afternoon for Shot stands. That's all the action wrapped up then at the EBB Stadium. Reaction to come very shortly when we kick off the final whistle. We're finishing our roundup now. Going around, we've still got a couple of games to touch in on. Last time we went into the National League South fixture, we were focusing on Eastbourne Borough against Hemel Hempstead. Eastbourne were 1-0 up. Kevin Anderson has been at Priory Lane for us all afternoon. Kevin, how did that one wrap up?
Well, joy and relief in equal measure are rippling round this stadium, because Eastbourne Borough did win it by a 1-0. They should have had a bigger victory margin. They had lots of chances and lots of the play, but in fairness, Hemel Hempstead, the visitors, who went down to 10 men on the half hour, did rally strongly. They rode their luck initially, Hemel, but they rallied in the last sort of 20 minutes and had a couple of chances themselves, and that would have been an injustice, because Eastbourne have played superbly well. They've used the ball well, they've gone forward, they've rolled the attacks forward really, and never mind the margin in the end. The 3 points are vital to them, and I can only tell you that along the coast, Worthing surprise result of the afternoon. I think it's a final score. Worthing have lost 3-1 to Taunton Town, who are one of the relegation contenders as well. So no favours there from West Sussex to East Sussex. But the 3 points are in the bag for Eastbourne. It's finished here. Eastbourne Borough 1, Hemel Hempstead Town 0.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Kevin Anderson. Another victory then for one of our local teams. Next up, a team that weren't doing too good last time we checked in. It was 4-2. Dorking were losing to Maidenhead. So we're going to check back in now. Did things manage to turn round? Did Dorking find some fortune? Here's Ahmed Noor. Ahmed, how did things wrap up?
Sadly, Maidenhead managed to find a fourth in stoppage time and pick up 3 very valuable points over Dorking Wanderers today. 4-2 is the final score in what's been a very pulsating and incredibly fun game to watch this afternoon here at York Road. Both sides desperate to survive, going for it, and you have to give them credit. It was an incredibly fun game to watch. From a neutral point of view, it wasn't great for Dorking fans in terms of their hopes to stay up in the National League. The story of the game, more or less, Dorking and Maidenhead knocked 10 bells out of each other in the first 10 or so minutes. Both sides had chances. Hollis and Pryor both on separate occasions headed over the crossbar for Wanderers, but Dorking would take the lead after Beckwith's effort took a bit of a flick off of a Dorking defender. It found the far corner. It gave the home side the lead. However, it's an immediate response from Charlie Carter, driving in at the near post, made it 1-1 after just for the quarter of an hour mark. It was a fairly even game after that. Both sides couldn't really got a foothold in it, but Maidenhead found that second goal in the game. A lovely ball into the path of Smith, who drove in from distance, hit inside of the post, and it made that one 2-1. They went 3-1 up just before half time after a solo effort from Mitchell Lawson, easily the goal of the game. Started from inside his own half, ran past a number of orange shirts, found the far corner and made it 3-1 at half time. Mark White made a few changes at half time, bring off Frankham and Rutherford, trying to add a bit more of an attacking impetus. It works. After numerous attempts, Jason Pryor found the net to make it 3-2 with just under 21 minutes to go. Lovely ball in from near it, found Pryor, who headed in at the far post. Dorking pushed and gave their everything at the end, but ultimately Tristan Abrahams was able to break in behind on the 90th minute, chip one over Harrison Mayle and make it 4-2. So it means the situation at the bottom with Woking winning, it doesn't make for good reading for Dorking, but they still have hope in survival. 4-2 is the final score here at York Road.
There we go. Thank you very much to Ahmed Noor for keeping us entertained with that one all afternoon. Although, sorry Dorking fans, the result wasn't exactly what we're looking for. So it's just coming up to 7 minutes past 5 then on Saturday, the 9th of March 2024. It's BBC Radio Sussex, it's BBC Radio Surrey. Let's kick off the final whistle.
All the reaction from the big match. This is the final whistle.
Yes, so in League 2, Crawley Town sit just 3 points now off a play-off position.
Lawless has worked it onto his left foot. What an absolute belter! That is a cracking goal from Clyde Lawless.
That's what
and
we've
with
been
65 and a half on the clock, when the throw was taken from the far side, it came to Lawless just on the edge of the penalty area and right in front of those Crawley Town fans. He's worked it onto his left foot and unleashed an absolute belter.
So they came back from being 1-0 down to win 2-1 against Harrogate. What an afternoon it was for the Reds and Reds fans alike. In the National League, it looked like it was going to finish goalless between Altrincham and Woking until a stoppage time winner by Ricky Corboa.
It's a long ball over to the far side. That's Corboa. Now Kendall is racing towards the box. Corboa is inside his man. He's got a chance to win it. Can he finish it? He can! Oh, he's got it! Ricky Corboa! A breakout, brilliant counter-attack from Woking. And as cool as you like, Ricky Corboa beat his man and beat the advancing keeper and put it into the top corner. We're into the first minute of stoppage time. What a dramatic goal that is. It's Altrincham 0, Woking 1.
Well, at a moment when I think we'd all given up hope, with so many chances at both ends of anything happening, and yet again Woking scoring in the last breath of the game.
So there we go, Woking now 3 points safe of the drop. Delighted with that result, but I tell you who won't be, Dorking fans. They also lost 4-2 to Maidenhead. That now sees them even further away from safety. 2 points now they need to make up.
Moore, can he find an option? He finds Mewett, who hasn't got a lot of shooting room. Ball in, he has. It's a header, and it's the back of the net. Pryor finally hits the target. It took him a fair number of attempts, but he's brought Dorking right back into this game with just over 25 minutes to go. Lovely ball from Buer. Pryor's header took forever to hit the far corner, but he's found it, and it's now 3-2.
Yeah, it ended up finishing 4-2 in the end. There was a stoppage time minute goal there as well. But despite missing a penalty, the shot still had a pretty decent afternoon, you know.
Stokes holds up, turns one way, and then looks to release Tetek, who releases Glover. And he's running to the edge of the penalty area now. A little hop, skip and a jump back onto his right foot, sends it in. Oh, what a goal for James Daly. Double fist pump from the manager, Tommy Widrington. All the good work from Glover, the shots player of the month. And no hesitation for James Daly, who rises unmarked and powers a header past Hudson. 37 minutes gone, Aldershot Town 1, Oldham Athletic 0.
Yeah, they ended up winning 2-0 against Oldham. They're now 4 points inside the playoffs in 5th place. Things looking good there. And in the National League South, Worthing United not so lucky. They lost 3-1 to Taunton Town. A shock result there. Eastbourne Borough, they ended up winning 1-0 against Hemel Hempstead, and Bath City versus Farnborough is still ongoing. Kickoff was delayed in that one until 4 p.m. Last time we checked, it was Farnborough who were 1-0 up. Coming up, we'll have reaction from all our local games. We're going to be looking ahead to Brighton and Hove Albion women's clash in the FA Cup quarter-final against Manchester United. We're talking Premier League, we're talking Six Nations. We've got cricket action, so much to come, all before the BBC Upload with Leo Ulf from 6 o'clock.
The sound. The sound. The sound of Surrey.